Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I just longed Bitcoin with my strategy here. Why? Because we crossed the 200 MA. And every time we do that, then we cross the smooth moving average there on the 200 with the 21 curving to the upside. Gave me a little bit of a push here for some love. Might even just scalp that for the day. It's been a tough morning. Back and forth price action. I saw a short, which actually ended up playing out of the flag all the way back down to the target. We're going to talk about that. Then this inverted head and shoulder, they faked me out on. I front ran this. And then I'm back in here on the long. And we should get a nice short squeeze, which is happening as we speak for Bitcoin. And all the liquidity was to the downside, but BOOKMAP is saying, hey. And that's why I don't trust anything but my own indications. We're booming to the upside here on the squeeze. And now I am in profits here for Bitcoin. I can move that stop loss to break even. Starting to clean up. Let's go to the upside here. I wanted to actually not do this during the update, during the countdown, but I don't seem to have a choice now, do I? Now, do I go take a shower and get dressed and risk the fact that this could all dump in my face while you guys are watching it live? Or do I take profits immediately and move on with my day? Only time will tell. There's a battle right here for Bitcoin, 87,200. And the live stream starts immediately here in a trade. My whole life is a trade. I'm always in a trade. Every day I'm a traded. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every. Let's see what the 5 minute is looking like here. Bit of a beautiful double bottom on the 5. Looks like it wants to head towards the 200 MA. On the 5 minute time frame. Bit of a shoulder, head right shoulder that just got sloppy there with some wickage. Move this out the way. Nasty wick right there though on that one. Only up 97 now, and we lost the smooth. I'm just scalping, want to do this a few times a day. Away for the 21. It looks like we're going to dump hard to that 21-day moving average right now. See if they get me. I gotta move on. Okay. It's gonna come touch this 21. And then maybe, just maybe, we can get ourselves into another flag here. I usually don't do this during the countdown, but just time is of the essence here. And if we can stay above the 200A with the 21 coming, pretty good price action there. That sent you back to 89,244. Funny, the exact number I had before, but with the interesting. Stop loss at 86,568. And then risk double what I had there, right? Let's see, are we gonna hold the smooth though? I can't even put my pants on this morning. For crying out loud, Bitcoin, give me a break. Can Sam Price get a moment off? Insanity. Insanity. But curving down, 21 coming up. Price action above the 200 MA. I like it. I like it. Every time we get rejected by the smooth, I'm like, ooh, better pricing too. You better bounce. I can't take it anymore. And if we lose the 200, we're just going to continue to dump. I'm playing a very close game of high risk here for sure. no way it's going to do what I have projected here too. We could just dump hard. All right, I'm going to go put a shirt on. I'll be back. God bless you. That was amazing. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's jump on into Bitcoin, as there's really no time to waste here. You can see I was in a trade at the very beginning of the stream. Back in the trade, pumping to the upside here, doing my daily scalpelinos like I do every single day. You can see we just got back above the 200 MA, which is the end point, and boom, we're booming. And then we got back above the smooth moving average, which was another end point for me. And when I break the 200 MA, it's just a known, you know me. It's a very simple way to trade. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to be amazing. You just have to do the do. You have to have guts, though. It's not an easy strategy to learn, because to do it, you have to have some guts. There's a lot of times where you're going to feel a little like, I don't know, squirmish at times. But look, stochastics coming down while price action going sideways. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's still Bitcoin, baby. And, you know, at the end of the day, double bottoms, right? They break up 68% of the time. Boom. This thing could continue further up to about 88,300. Double bottom there for Bitcoin, right? I mean, clear as day, that's a double bottom. And measured move to the upside, the middle, like we just showed you. And swing it up. Tells you we can get to about 87.8, where people may take some profits. The bot may start kind of unloading on us here, right? So it's all about making good trades, making great trades, stacking them. You know, this trade has only been open, what, 10 minutes, not even like 7 minutes, right? 5 minutes or something. I opened it when the countdown was at 5, all right? Bitcoin booming to the upside. Are we live, baby? We are live. Oh my gosh, what is this? Like a cappuccino or something? Green. Can't just make a coffee. I love you, man. Thank you. God bless you. It looks amazing. Thanks. It looks nice. I love my wife. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. She's awesome, though. She wanted to make it fancy on the stream. But I don't like cream. I want black. Can I just have black coffee, my love? So I don't have, like, curdled stomach. I'm not into the cream, man. Not at all. Anyway, black coffee, just a couple, like one sugar is all I really like. But it's okay. I'll drink what I have to drink if that's it. I don't want to be rude. That's how you have to do it, guys, all right? Always add that extra little, see what I did there at the end? You got to add that, all right? You got to say you're happy with whatever you get, and it's okay, and, you know, you'll get what you want if you say it's okay. If you say it's not, you'll get nothing. Just remember that, all right? I just gave you the key to life when it comes to marriage. I did, though. I really did. It's as funny as it is, I did, though. Anyone here in marriage knows exactly what I'm saying, and they know that I'm talking the talk right now. It's so funny, man. God bless everybody here. We're still in this long rising wedge to the upside. Can we get the breakout? Looking like there's a lot of shorts to be squeezed here as we get above the smooth moving average, and the 21 crossing the smooth, a golden sign. 90% move. We get a pump to the upside here when that happens. All right. Yeah. Okay. I just got to send out the link here this morning. Slipping on that. And you remember, if your favorite YouTuber isn't slipping because he didn't sleep for the last few days because the market was ripping and we were taking just massive gains, then something's wrong, right? You should be tired today. Today's a day of like almost like, whoa, what happened, right? Like Bitcoin went on the biggest move in history and people are in a state of shock right now, right? I just called a beautiful reversal here, crossing that 200 MA, double bottom. I saw this inverted head and shoulder this morning. They dipped it down just to grab anyone who grabbed the right shoulder. It's funny, they're doing a lot of stop hunts today, and you can see it, and you can see what's going down. Bitcoin getting that massive move to the upside. My eyes are burning. I drink it for you. I save your stomach. I like jumping on the grenade. You're so crazy. I'm probably not going to get it. See, I'm not getting it. It's not going to happen. She didn't hear me too. I'm not. It's okay. God bless. I'm lucky I got what I got. That's how it is when you're the man. But I wouldn't be surprised. My wife treats me like absolute gold. She does. She's the best. Bitcoin rose higher in market cap yesterday relative to silver. That's interesting. I like hearing that. Bitcoin versus silver banging on them. And that's what you really want to see. All right. We're looking for this to continue to the upside here for Bitcoin. Measured move to 88,500. Let's get $1,000 pump for Bitcoin. Let's get the short squeezed here. Did we build any liquidity? Someone smart and jumped in for a sell at 89,000, suggesting that we may continue the pump. You never know, though. I'm in a long since we crossed the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame because I've backtested it for years and found out that it's a great way to trade. All right. Doesn't mean you're going to win every time. It doesn't mean you're going to win huge. Like I have $1,800. It's still a $30,000 trade, right? Just to scalp $70. If I do it 5, 10, 17 times a day, you know. And Bitcoin is struggling. Oh man, that was a nasty move down. Rising wedge, some bearish divvy too. Looks like they may get me. Not gonna take me my money though. I'll move my stop right there. Bounce, baby, bounce. Look at that, they shredded that. And that's why you do what you do. See, stop loss to break even. That was a nasty move, man. Rising wedges do break down 60% of the time. It was looking like we could get the punch. Price action's been nasty this morning. Very hard to trade, in my humble opinion. Like I scalped like $150 and I did everything I could, you know. I could have gone super hard here and just sold there at the top of those stochastics too, like my old, you know. But hey, I was going for more. It looked like they may shred it. BOOKMAP says we're going lower. It has a load of liquidity to the downside at about all the way to 82,100. Do we go lower? You know, that's what BOOKMAP says we dump all the way down to 82.2. So BOOKMAP suggests we're getting a massive dump down, and it's about 80% accurate. So it's saying, hey, get ready. That may have just tried to pull this, you know, it did hit the measured move of the double bottom. So you can say, okay, double bottom hit. If you have the guts to get in there or take anything from that. Should we buy altcoins? What are you trading on? This is MEXC, but I also like to trade on weeks. My favorite two exchanges in the game. All right. And we're just trading up every single day, turning small amounts into bigger amounts. On weeks, I wanted to show you that it just can't be done. We turned 9,000 into 3,000. All right. Went hard last night. Took a $200 hit, but we turned $900 into $2,800, everybody. And I just started trading it viciously. Right, and you can look at the position history and just it's kind of fun to go through. Like, let's just see what I did, you know, how I traded it. We can just look at all my insane trades here that I made and like the streaks I went on, how hard it was, what happened. Let's look at all the trades since October 24th, right? Hit one for 118. This is just fun, right? 39%. That's a big win though. You know, just getting my boots wet there. Hit one for 56, then lost most of it there, right? Gave it back. Then hit another one, then lost half. Lost little bits, then made two big gains that pushed me into the green, right? Starting to push forward. Lost one though, but didn't set me back. It was a smaller loss. Then hit green, hit green, hit green, hit green, right? Push me into the green again. See, it's little by little. Hit green again, hit green. That's a streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I went 6 straight, right? And then 7. Then hit the $900 win, which is huge for 116. I just let it rip from 84 to 80. You know, that's just, you know, that was a perfect trade, 84 to 87. Right, and then lost that trade last night going a little too hard at the very end, you know. And I traded it on and off. I didn't viciously trade. I just kind of let it sit, right? And so, and I'm not trying to be a big shot here, but I'm just showing you there's 95% of people can't do that. You see what I'm saying? They're going to over leverage their account. They're going to lose the 900 they first put in there. They're going to have nothing. That takes patience. That takes long, you know what I mean? And again, it's just a small account. I'm not trying to be, you know what I mean? I've been buying hundreds of $1,000s worth of Bitcoin. And again, I just trying to be a big shot, dude. I'm always like, I'm still insecure. I'm new money. I'm still insecure about my new money. So I'm sorry. I gotta like justify that I'm not like a brokey. You know what I mean? But like everyone knows I'm not a brokey, but I gotta like explain it. I guess it comes with like the beginning of new money. I'll get used to it. You know what I mean? Any great USDT stacks to use? I don't know what that means. You're funny, man. How long do you keep trades open in the bull run? It depends, but I'm a spot guy. I don't keep a lot of leverage trades open. Yeah. The reason being is I've seen exchanges go down and I've seen things happen. I've seen people with $20,000 on a leverage trade and it disappears. So like, I feel more comfortable instead of putting 20 grand down, I feel more comfortable putting 200 grand down. Instead of using 20 grand at 10x leverage, I feel more comfortable putting 200 grand down into Bitcoin at the right time. I really am a heavy spot guy, like, you know. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe I won't. I don't know if you're talking. Yeah. Also, it's incredibly helpful to see your trades. It's not viewed as bragging. Thank you. And I want to keep that. I want to keep this account clean. You know what I mean? I like to keep the accounts clean. Like, it's nice to go back and see that you didn't mess it up. It's like a report card at school. Like, here, Dad. Like, I'm not a mess. You know what I mean? I can trade for a living. Like, here you go. You know, it's a nice thing to see when you're trading. All right. So we got pounded, but they want to bounce us off the 200 MA. A very bullish place to get in. Like, if I make a long call there, that would be so gutsy. And if we get a bounce off that would be absolutely amazing. Let's see if we get a bounce off the 200. I've seen it 80 times. You got some support or resistance too here that could, you know, that could gel with us here a little bit. Resistance becomes right here. Resistance, get the bounce to the upside. But can you? Bit of a flag here, falling wedge. I'm just joshing with you here. We're going to do our big time analysis. I'm just looking, you know, you do bounce off that 200. You got to have guts to make that call though. I mean, 85,568. I'd have to fine tune how I do that. I got late on the call, but we still got room at the beginning. You're still pretty early. And it basically has to hold above the 200 or you get swatted. You know what I mean? But you're buying fear. Like, a lot of people are in fear right now into the sell zone. So, like, you're definitely counter trading the herd. Like, who would have bought there? Nobody would buy there. Like, only bots would have bought there. And someone who's completely out of their mind. Like, you know, look at a standstill candle though. What the heck is going on there? Like, just not moving at all. Like, what? Like, what are we on? And we're on the 1 minute. I thought I was on the 1 hour the way it wasn't moving. That's crazy. So it closed green, but house, you know. And these are quick scalps. You get up quick. I'm in and out on that. About to go break even here. I can bring it up a little bit. This is a gutsy call. It's trading like a Monday today. I'll be honest. Today feels just like a Monday. It feels so sketchy, right? It's like you have all these people that want to short, all these people want to long. There's leverage traders all over the place. It's like there's dead carcasses everywhere because there was a bunch of shorts that just got absolutely annihilated, right? There's people that went long and didn't know what was going on. Yesterday, there's people that still got rocked and wrecked. Right? Whenever you have big moves like that, there's people that get wrecked. Even people that went long at the wrong time, then panic sold. And there was just so much action yesterday in the market, and it brought up a lot of emotions. So you could feel that intensity. And today, it's kind of like after a hurricane a bit. You know what I mean? It seems like a wasteland. You know? Wow, boring price action here on the 1 minute. Come on, man. I guess not boring. Nothing's boring. Life is beautiful, but like, just like, just let Sammy get green here so we can flip. Okay. Just want to cover. I just want to cover here. I did get in a little late. But, I mean, how, you know, the entry was fast and furious here. There should be a short flush now. Like, the bots usually squeeze right now all the people that shorted here in the fear, because there was a lot of fear. That was fear induced. When you come to a 200, there was a lot of fear there. All right. You could kind of pull an extension, and it was very similar to a 786 money printer by Master Friend. By the Master Friend. See, there's your 786 at boom, right? Boom, boom, right? And that's the, like, money printer go brrr. See, on stop loss to break even, I'd scalp this $70 quickly. It's been a minute. just got to do it 10 or 20 times here and make $1,000. There we go. Now I can trail the candle here. Just trying to take $100 out the market, not trying to be a big shot. All right, 107. There we go. Now I'm locked in for like 100, which is nice, right? And $100 in what? It took me a minute or two to make the money. You had to have guts to jump in there. I mean, you had to know what you were doing. You had to be able to really trust 140. Now it looks like we could take 150. Candle closed. Come on, boost. Okay, they knocked me out. Probably got 138 after taxes and after fees. But beautiful move there, right? And so just knowing that we bounce off that 200 MA, getting in there, and what I like about it is that's all I need for the day. A couple of those, 5 or 6 of those, right? 5 times 140, 130. We're talking a nice, $750, $650. So, and if you can, and then the big days, you're pulling in 5, 10, 16. You can make 20 grand a day if it works out on a really big move like yesterday, last few days. And remember, always, if you're comfortable in spot too, I believe it makes it easier to trade lev. If you're all leveraged with no spot bags, I think it puts a lot of stress on you. So I like knowing that I have the backup of my spot positions. So it makes leverage seem more like a video game, more fun, more just like an add-on to what I'm already doing. And I better just be able to add here and there. I don't have to risk it all. Leverage trading is your end all. It usually turns out to be pretty bad unless you can really, really like hone in and you decide to do it all the time. If you're going to hone in and leverage trade every single day, all the time, constantly, I got an awesome course inside my trading group that my buddy teaches that we've promoted inside my trading group. He's the man, Master Friend. Hit the QR code or the link, and check it out. It's also on the website. And this is for people who are leverage trading constantly. If you put $1,000 in every couple of days and keep getting liquidated, this is for you. If you don't like using a stop loss because you don't think it's for you, this is for you. If you just keep leverage trading, you love it, you can't seem to stop, you tell yourself you're going to, but the next week you're in it again, and you just don't have a strategy and you keep losing, that QR code is for you. It's $300, one-time fee. He will be all over you. He's going to ask you questions. You're going to have to be there. You're going to have to really be present and be accountable. If you're ready to be accountable and take it to the next level and stop losing, that QR code's for you. Join my trading group, and that's the next level inside the trading group. It is an added $300 after you join the trading group, but I'm telling you right now, it's worth it. God bless you, Master Friend, and thank you for being here. Best course I've ever taken. Absolute steal for the money. Somebody said right there. Look at that. Hey, I only have $120. I want to trade like you. What would you do? How much would you risk? I can't tell you what to do. You do whatever makes you happy, but you could compute the actual percentage that I'm using, and you could see what I'm doing. You could say, oh, look at my last trade. You could see, oh, I used $1,400 at 25x leverage. And you can see what the gains were and what happened, and you could kind of go the same way there. Okay? If this decides to play out, we have a nice measured move. And if we can hold the 200 MA. What I really like about this idea is I love when my stop loss is near the 200. It gives me like a it gives me strength against the bots, right? Now, if we lose the 200, we're going to dump hard, really hard. And we're going to talk about where we're going and what could likely happen here if we do dump, right? Again, I'm not opening a long right now. I want to make that clear. I'm suggesting, what I do is I suggest the long to myself through TA. See, look at this. Do you see what I see now? I see a shoulder ahead, a bit of a right shoulder that could dump us to the downside. You lose the 200 MA, we are going to dump. In and out like a Boy Scout here. Like, this is just bent, you know what I mean? In and out like a Navy SEAL, really. Like a Navy Scout. But like shoulder, head, and right shoulder. We lose the 200, boom. We come right down here. 85,331. You know? That looks dumpy to me, and descending triangle feels. So, and we got rejected by the smooth moving average, right? It would have been awesome had we not. And that's why when I'm scalping specifically, I take exactly what's given, one step at a time, one moment at a time. Now, could we bounce off the 200 MA? We could again. That would be if someone gets in there, if you make this trade now, am I going to make this trade now? I don't know. That's pretty gutsy. You buy this one now and call this move. I mean, that is just phenomenal. I could risk, let's see what the risk is. We're going for 88,237. And we could extend that at one point if we feel the need, right? Stop loss is at 86,438. 71 bucks for 297. But that's gutsy. Like, you know, I don't like it. It's a double bottom. I see more of a descending triangle starting to form, and I kind of need some more information. I need to do another top-down analysis. I want to look at the bigger time frames. I want to see what levels we're losing. We have a bit of, you know, previous resistance becomes support here. Resistance, resistance, bounce, bounce. And Bitcoin has been back and forth all morning. The high right there at about 87,000, what, 513 and 90 cents. Another 100 subs and counting. Shout out to the 75,300 and I think 75 sub. Thank you, 75,000, baby. On our way to 80,000 subscribers and more. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Load up. This is a great time to DCA into the hottest coins that are strong. Easy way to pick hot coins is literally just go to CoinMarketCap and hit in the last hour what's up in the last hour compared to the rest of the market, right? XRP, for whatever reason, at 64 cents, booming, up 34%, up 15% in 24 hours. Seems like Ben and Mr. X may be onto something there, right? SWE still holding $3, does not care. That's a good, you know. This Nero first on, this has been a very hot coin. I'm telling you right here. This thing looks like it's going to become the next Pepe, in my humble opinion. And Aerodrone, my baby, holding 142. AOIZ, we put it out to the trading group. Let's talk about AOIZ and why I put it out. Look at all these calls. We gave FOG when it was down at 7. That thing is booming somewhere in like 40s or something crazy. Grass when it first came out, and then Grass at $1, it's at 3. SWE when it was sitting there at 230. We even gave it at 90. I bought 90 cents in front of everyone, and we talked about it for a year before that, how it was one of the hottest chains. All right. Unbelievable. Shout out to Weeks too. I really like the Weeks exchange. Having a good time on Weeks. Having a blast. Earning and learning every single day. Growing the account. Finding ways to learn. Finding ways to earn, right? Maxi giving away a Ferrari, it looks like, too, which is pretty interesting. That may be hotness. So look, this double bottom looks like it's playing out. Let me jump back in here. Where was the call? There was the call. The double bottom call. Now it looks like a descending triangle getting formed, but you just can't help but have that hope, that bullish hope for Bitcoin, because it's just something's going, you know what I mean? Something's going down, right? Shout out to the super chats. I want to be more attentive. We have new people here. They don't know me as well. They don't understand this, like what we do here. So let's be a little more attentive to the super chats. We have BitLoy, Work, Ron, Bonk, please, on smaller time frames. Can you check? We will. Thank you for sharing your knowledge every day. I am learning. Thanks to you. God bless. Can you check SWE, please? And brother, what are your thoughts on BLENDR? Ivan Roque. We've got BLENDR, SWE, and BONK here on the docket. All right, as Bitcoin does the move there off of the double bottom on the 200. I said it would be a gutsy call. I almost made it there. Wouldn't even have been that much of a risk. That's why I was going to. And now you got another double bottom here for Bitcoin. Or do you end up making a decent? I mean, I'm definitely giving me mixed signals. 68% of the time, it's supposed to break out if you just go by traditional technical analysis and leave nothing else in your mind. You don't look at 100 indicators. You just say this is supposed to break out to 87.6. That's what's going to happen 68% of the time, which is a pretty high probability if you think about it. Wow, we did bounce so far. Looks like we're going to make that move. There it goes. Unbelievable, right? How technical analysis plays out. Now, we didn't hit the target yet, but it's likely. It's likely. Now, look, you're back above the smooth moving average. The smooth moving average is a hidden pathway for gains that a lot of people don't know about. I started backtesting and studying it about 1.5 to 2 years ago. And it became an add-on to my 200 strategy that played out many, many times. It's interesting how this stuff works out, but you got to pay attention to the little things. Most people aren't able to see the little things. The little things are what make you a great trader. The additions, the add-ons, right? Let's talk about becoming a successful trader. What does it mean to become a successful trader? It's to attract that success into your life. How do you attract success into your life? Through focus and discipline. Are you going through your charts every night? Are you spending extra hours studying? Are you learning about new coins? You know about the new sites. You know about the new ways to find coins. All right. Are you using the right tools of the trade? Do you know what they are? Are you asking yourself these questions? Are you finding answers to these questions? I'll tell you about a man who struggled. He wanted to be in business. He couldn't do it. He worked for someone else. He just didn't have the knack for business, he used to say, but he never wanted to work for someone else. So he went to seminars. He watched YouTube, he got a mentor, he kept studying, and again, eventually all his thoughts maintained the belief that he was going to win. Something was going to happen to him, and he got the knowledge that he needed. 5 years from then, he was a multimillionaire running his own business. Of course he was, right? Because he went after his dreams, he made it happen. You can too. This is the life you want to live. It's waiting for you. It's just already there, really. The life you want to live is already there. The reason you're not living it is you. And I'm talking to my old self. I used to be like, why am I not living the life of my dreams? Like, how come I don't have enough to rent a big boat for the day and take my family out or have some fun? Or how come I don't have enough to just, like, live in abundance? Because I believe that abundance doesn't exist. I lived in a world of scarcity in my mind, and therefore the world I lived in was full of scarcity. Your mind creates the belief system in which you live. The thoughts that you believe in create the pathway to your reality. Like you're literally on a road. The signs on that road are created by your belief system. Here's a really example. If people believe that most people are horrible people and untrustworthy, then you probably won't have a lot of friends and you won't really reach out to a lot of people because you believe most people are horrible and untrustworthy. So then the life you live will be somewhat more isolated. I don't know if you'll have that many trustworthy people in your life because you won't think many people are. So how could you have that many, But if you believe there's trustworthy, beautiful people in the world, you have a positive attitude and a positive mindset, and you put that out there, you put that forth, then there's a very good chance you're going to attract those type of people into your life. Therefore, you're going to have a life where that is actually true. So if you believe people are untrustworthy, you're going to have a lot of people in your life that probably are. If you believe people are beautiful and awesome, you're probably going to have a lot of awesome, beautiful people in it. So see how your belief system creates who's in your life? And who's in your life has a lot to do with where you're going and what you're doing. The top 5 people, show me the top 5 people you're hanging out with, then I'll show you your life. Okay? Anyway, let's get back to brass tacks here for Bitcoin. Seems like we're now forming a symmetrical triangle, which is a 50-50 shot. They mainly break to the downside. But you have the whole world's buy pressure on your shoulders here for Bitcoin. It seems like just like a different day here. So many people on the sidelines waiting for better prices for Bitcoin. How patient do you have to be? Yesterday, people were just like, I don't even know. These mainly dump. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we end up dumping back down here to 85. Now I want to get rid of this long tool right now. I'm going to use it if it's needed. I just don't want people to think I'm going long by just switching on to the stream and seeing that, because I never know what an image is saying, right? You get it? And I have to remember that. That's like a socioeconomic representation of an idea that I may not be doing. All right. Like I may say I think there's a shortcoming, but I got a long position open. Someone may not see that, but just look at the screen and be like, oh, this guy's long, right? I always got to remember how people are interpreting the conscious nature of the show and make sure I'm tweaking it to the best of my abilities to keep you guys involved. So here we go. We're coming back down to the 200 MA here on that 1 minute time frame. We lose that, baby. We're going further to the downside. As I said, these usually do dump. And I've taken you through a roller coaster of emotions. We've longed, and you've seen my kind of up and down analysis here. And again, we're playing chess. We're playing 3D chess. We have no idea exactly how they're going to go or which way they're going to go. We just know that there's going to be a move. And we're looking for the probability of that move. All right? That's it. Just like playing chess, you don't know what the player is going to do when you play chess. All you can do is control how you will play, and the probabilities, there's a high chance, oh, he's over there, we're moving here. There's a good chance he moves the rook or the horse. I'm going to go for that idea, you know what I mean? Now, he may not move those, and then you may have to pivot. Okay, you're like, what if he doesn't move those? Well, I'll pivot and have a pivot rating, you know, and again, there's might be something that you weren't even thinking of, and that can happen every single step of the way. Do we triple bottom here off of 86.5 again? They're just having fun going after the 100x leverage people. They're going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth here. If you're not in control of the quick scalping capabilities, you will get rocked and wrecked out here. Be careful, please. Okay, let me get to these super chats one by one. We're going to get through them quickly so you guys feel comfortable here with the stream and the way it's going. I talked about accumulating AOIZ here just, you know, I don't know, 10 or 5 days ago. This thing boomed to the upside, up 100%, still holding gains of 72%. And it's as simple as just accumulating. When you're near the 200-day moving average, your low stochastics on the 2-day chart, I mean, that's just super, super awesome. Let's take a look at BONK, baby BONK. Did BONK move like everything else out of that flag? Let's take a look. All right. The one thing you want to see is BONK is got this cool trend holding, right? So that's okay. You don't want to lose that. The fact that that's holding is a good sign. And then you can kind of come on down. You can see we made this tight, very tight channel, tight pennant. And we broke out. Beautiful breakout too. A little far away from the 21-day moving average. The 3-day says it still has some, you know, movement. The daily tight moving average. We always talk about when the moving averages get tight, that's when a move is coming, right? BONK exploded like everything, but it retraced, right? After Bitcoin gets super high, you always get this retracement. Once you gap away from the 21-day moving average, hear me and hear me right. So remember, I put this out to the whole trading group. I said every coin is in a flag. Remember when I put all these flags out and I said they're flagging, they're all going to break out. And they did. We got the big breakouts. You know, every coin was in this. I pointed out like 10 flags. I said, find this flag everywhere. All you had to do was put out a coin and there was the flag. 21-day moving average, right? So we boomed out on the 4-hour. It was easier to see on the 1-hour too as well. If you really want to look at it, these flags were everywhere. And it told me that there had to have been a move coming. There just had to have been a move coming. We had low stochastics, high volume, no tight moving averages inside the flag. Almost every, like 90% of coins had this exact flag showing. And I can even show you the post in my group where I'm saying, hey, there's flags everywhere here. Previous support became resistance on the wick, which is awesome. Like you had a resistance there. You came back for the bounce. 1 hour's doing kind of a scoop there. Daily a little overbought, okay? Way too far away from the 200-day moving average. We got wickage there. Tells me there could be some issues. Same here on the 4-hour time frame. So to me, what you're looking for are one or two things. And again, you're going to see me do this throughout the stream over and over again. You may not understand it at first. You may be confused. My trading style is unlike anybody else's. You don't want to learn something that you already know, right? That's why you came here. So we're going to do something unique and different. And so we're going to look for price action to either go sideways or down. If it goes down, of course, you're going to be able to get BONK a little cheaper, right? If you're looking for DCA. If it goes sideways, you're going to feel more comfortable that the price action is settling, and that's still going to be a pretty good DCA. Either way, these are great places, and I can tell you right now, it's very unlikely that BONK is going to pump again until it interacts with the 21-day moving average in some way, shape, or form. How do I know this? I've backtested it for years. You can look at BONK every time it went on a massive rally. Let's look at BONK's massive run-up in case you just weren't sure, just to kind of give you some context to how trades move. Every trade moves like this over time. The first thing you'll see is you'll start to form a bit of a pennant or a flag. This is why I'm so drawn to pennants and flags. This is why I draw almost every single flag that I see, because I know if I hit every single one that I see most of the time and I get the right flag with the right probability, I'm going to make more money than I'm going to lose. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. There's 2,500 beautiful souls here. We have 477 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate that as we're pumping and running here. Let's get it, baby. This is the best live stream of the game. We're going to give you meme coins, altcoins, setups, total. We're going to show you the big picture, the small picture, the 1 minute, the weekly. Let's go. Let's get the likes up to the watchers for the best show in cryptocurrency. You're going to leave here with more knowledge than any other stream. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. We're going to pump you full of so much knowledge. You're going to be blessed to have been here. Shout out to anyone coming back from yesterday. We know you came back because you loved what you saw and you want more. You knew it was real. So look, when the moving averages got tight, there was a pump coming. But what it was going to do is it was going to be eventually spread itself away from the 200 MA, the 21, and have to come back to price action. So this is something that this one behavior, this cycle behavior here, see? Now look how far we got. We hit the target. We got away. This is where we are right now on the daily. You're just too far away from the 21. All right. At this point, I would tell you, you know, we're likely going to start to come back. We need the stochastics to reset. All right. Again, it can get extended if you go to the smaller time frames. Sorry, if you go to the smaller time frames, you'll see a flag here that bounce off the flag. You know, eat my words. But you know, that's why I go back to the 1 hour. But eventually what's going to happen, and even the 1 hour, that's a good point here, is on the 1 hour. You got away from the 21. You had to come back to it before the pump. You pumped up here. You came close to the 21. You pumped up here. You came back to the 21. Eventually, when you got this huge run up, this is more what we're saying here. So now you ran up. All right. You've been extended out of control. You're away from the 21-day moving average of the 4 hour. And this is where I would say, okay, we're either going to go sideways or come back to the 21. Now, when you pull far away, you're likely to come more in the falling wedge. And there you eventually interact with the 21 again, and then you can go on a pump or do whatever you're going to do. But this is just the behavior of price action over and over again. And it happens on every single coin and every single asset that I found in my life. So I incorporated the 21 into my trading structure, and I'm always waiting for it and watching for it and projecting for the way it's going to behave into price action. So if you want to know where BONK's going, I would watch how the 21 interacts with price action on the 4 hour time frame. Now, of course, we could go on a run. Things could go out of control. That's why you always watch the smaller time frames. You know, like right now, BONK is making this like falling wedge flag here, which you could. And again, the projections are big. I get rid of them for now, but I keep them in the back of my head, and I keep them on a lot sometimes, or I keep an alert. And so does BONK come all the way back down? This would be awesome if it comes back down and retests 27, and you get one chance to get in before BONK, and then you can see your next measured move if you're scalping. And that's it. You're probably going to come down and boom. And then if you can get the actual retest or close to it, that will enhance the trade. Possibly a 42% gain. Now, if you wait just to get inside, it's only 34 or the breakout. And so I'm already planning the trade way before the next trade happens. All right. Thank you for sharing your knowledge every day. And thank you for your God bless. Can you check SWE? We will. And Blender. We have some new super chats. Nick Gicaruso. We love you, Nick. Thank you for being here, fan, from day one, brother. Scroll, please. You're a champ. Yes. Look at Mina. Thank you, Tori. All right. And shout out to Nick. Shout out to HK, Ivan Rook, and Bitoy Work. Let's take a look at SWE and Blender. And then we got to kind of get back into what Bitcoin's doing here. Okay. So, no, this was, yeah, okay. So now, look, we're bouncing off the 200 MA again. A known bullish pattern of mine. So, look, I look at this and I'm like, oh, interesting. So I start to make a flag, and it's likely you're going to bounce at least to the top of the pattern, right? Pattern trading 101. Could we go higher? We very well may. You never know. It's possible. So here's where I feel comfortable scalping again. If I have the time. Will I get to 87,838? Maybe not. So I'll overshoot the what I think I'll gain as well. 86,178. And I'm always just doing the 1 for 3. That red candle was no go. Tells me to be wary there. Nice to buy into red candles, but that's sketchy business. And I still got to do my top-down analysis for Bitcoin, which I usually do by now. I apologize, but we just got a lot of stuff going on. Let's take a look at Blender for a second here as Bitcoin is struggling. And now you can see how it made kind of a shoulder, head right shoulder, neckline, came back. So now you got to flip 86,670 to remain bullish here. And now where the bots are battling this 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame. Yeah, kind of an S bounce, resistance, right? A bearish retest of the key level. And it's been choppy and sloppy today. We did hit the measured move of the double. That's pretty much of the double bottom. Now we're back. Look at this. This is how crazy this signal is. See, now I may take it. Isn't that nuts? So just 2 times you broke above it. I mean, it's strong once you do that a couple times. Now it's messy. The chart looks horrible. Like, I'm not trading a pattern really. Look at, there's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder there. My trading instinct says take the trade, Sammy. You're above the 200 MA. Most times you're going to win those, you know. I said, but it looks nothing like I'm used to. I said, I know, but you're doing the signal. But so I'm hesitant to take the trade because I'm like, but it's not what I'm used to. Like, I want to see a flag. Like, this is what I'm used to, the move up, the clean, the move, the flag. This is like a lot of choppiness. But it says you're going to move out. When you get above it, after also battling it many times. 21 coming into price action. And honestly, look what, oh yeah, what I see here is this. So like, you're almost like in this pattern. Are you trying to, you know, you're barely retesting the bottom. You get back inside and pump. And they're just really going after the high leverage traders. They're cleaning up people from yesterday who have probably stops all over the place. They got shorts and longs that are kind of, it's a barren wasteland of shorts and longs, right? People that are still hoping on a dream. And then you got the people like me jumping in and out. You know, so you just, there's a lot of, I guess, I'd say random liquidity all around here. And then I think there's a lot of liquidated people too, so it's a little less volume, definitely, than there was yesterday. Gutsy called the long right now, but it says yes. You know, the market says yes. It says I win this trade most of the time. I'm not feeling it at all. Something sketchy about today, and it looks like a bear flag to me. Wants to dump down, but at the same time, that signal is so strong when you break that 200. I want to show you how much I believe in it by taking it, but it feels like a Monday right now. Shout out to the 2,600 people here on the live. Thank you for being here. I think through my trades live in front of you. A lot of things you never see a trader do. I never saw stuff like this. I wanted a channel that did the missing part. Everyone did like did their analysis throughout the day, talked about their trades, went over this an idea, but no one like battled the charts live every day, you know? I want to see it. I mean, some traders did. Maybe they did on the NASDAQ and stuff. I just didn't see it as much in cryptocurrency. Wow, look at this craziness here. Now, that's supposed to win. You're above the 200 MA. Supposed to win. Every time I say that, it turns red. So funny. And look at the 1 minute candle, the way it's just kind of battling. What we don't like, let's go over the bearishness. We broke above the smooth, but lost it. We got rejected. We broke above it again and lost it. Bearish. If you were bullish, you would have held the smooth moving average. Number one. All right, that's the first thing. Number two, the 21 was up and then crossed the smooth. It's a bearish sign. Usually tells me that the 21 is going to cross the 200, which tells us that the short is likely. I want to get rid of this, right? Because again, it's like, tells us that the short could be likely. I got mixed signals again here for Bitcoin. They got me, a bit confused. My edge is when you break the 200 MA, you're going to pump. So it tells me that somehow, some way, this is going to pump. As crazy as that sounds, right? And that's why when you have a system, you just take it regardless. Although this is not how I usually take it. Below the 21 too, which is a bit skeptical for me. But like, I would assume that this would pump now because we're above the 200 MA. And I've seen it thousands of times. And my assumption isn't off what I feel, think, or believe. It's based on years of data. And I still can be wrong. I know that. Look how we're tapping the 21 now. We need to move through the 21. The 21 then can become resistance. Just as it becomes support as you're on your way up. And does it look like an uptrend that's going to continue up? Is it a downtrend that's going to continue? Or do we flip? No, we did flip. And see, I really wanted to long that. I did hesitate. No hesitation. No hesitation, Sam. Looks horrible, though. I don't like the chop. Let me get into one of the super chats here. Blender and Sui, right? Hope you liked the bonk analysis. I thought it was pretty spot on. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for the super chat. We greatly appreciate it. So Blender, which I believe, no, I don't know. Yeah, no, I almost got it confused with Blur. I mean, it definitely made a bottom, came up, made a higher bottom there, and they both double bottom. And now it's kind of revisiting a previous low. So you can see, if you zoom in here, you can see that you have some support on the daily where you did wick to at about 40 cents. You're a little more oversold than other coins, but you still have a little ways to go. And you've been dumping for the last few days. Compared to the rest of the market, it hasn't been as frothy. 4 hours pretty beat too, which tells me a couple things. Was this insider VC traded and dumped pretty heavily? Probably. But do I know that for sure? No, I don't want to start rumors. Can it still get back to its all-time high? Possibly. Right? You got to believe in it. If you researched it and you find out it does something amazing and you love it, the Blender network, I think it's okay. I don't even know that much about it, but it definitely hasn't been like the hottest thing on the radar. That's a low, that's a high, that's a higher low. That's a bullish sign if it can hold. You'd really like to see the 4-hour candles stay above the 200 MA, which they're doing. And if that continues, you're likely going to get a push to the upside. Bitcoin gets a drop though. Wouldn't be surprised if this one kind of continues down and does revisit 35 cents one last time. But you have a pretty good, you're really holding 40 cents pretty nicely. So could likely be your last bottom before it pumps again. But I personally don't think the coin's that amazing. Yeah. But it is at the lows in a premium. I mean, in a discount, like you're not buying the premium. So it's up to the person though, and how much they believe in this coin. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do here should be taken as financial advice. Right? You kind of look at it the way you want to look at it and go from there. Let's take a look at Sui. And we made the right adjustment for Sui. What's going on? Oh, thank you. May God bless you. No worries. So Sui had a high of 330 and a lot of resistance there. Okay. A lot. But it came back to my favorite place, the 21. All right. And a lot of times what will happen is you'll get a bounce and you'll begin to consolidate. So you have this kind of falling wedge flag on the 21 with low stochastics. Let's look at our daily though. Our daily is very far away from the 21-day moving average. 90% of the time, you're going to continue back down here. Okay? That's just what's going to happen. And you're going to come likely somewhere back down to 230. Remember, I said this before when we were here, and no one believed me that we would come back to 160, 158, and we did. Remember that? I was stern on the fact that we would revisit close to that 618, even from that impulse there. And, we bounced off it pretty nicely. A lot of people said, no, Sui's too strong. We're not going to, but the 3-day chart was too far away from what? The 21-day moving average. Let's go back and revisit the 21 like we talked about earlier today on that smaller time frame. As Sui got too hot, what were my indications to take profits on Sui? Well, it started to get extended. It had pumped for many, many days. Number one, I was euphoric, wanted to tell my family and friends how hot the trade was. When you want to start telling people what a great trader you are, there's likelihood that you should be taking profits out of the trade. That's the first thing. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but that's a cool rule of thumb that you could repeat to yourself from now on. Number two, we're away from the 21-day moving average. Number three, the stochastics are very overbought above the dotted line and curving. MACD extended. RSI showing signs of weakness, very high above the dotted lines. This tells you that a move is coming to the downside for Sui. And it said that you were going to come back to the 21-day moving average on the 3-day chart, reset the stochastics. I said it over and over again. Exactly what I said happened. We would ping off the 3-day. We would get low on the stochastics. We would give you one last time to get in around 160, which was the exact area that I claimed we would hit. just going over the stuff, you know what I mean? And I said it many, many days on the stream. At the time, it was a very unpopular opinion. Most people believed that wasn't going to happen. They thought SUI was going to continue to the upside, and they thought I was being a SUI bear. I was just trying to position people in the best places to get into SUI before its next big pump. This is exactly what we just did on the on the 1 minute. You wait for price to get back to the 21, it pumps again. Now SUI has a continuation move there that says it can go even higher, possibly to 350, but it hit 330, which is a key area. And now you can see that the 3-day chart somewhat struggling there. And so when these time frames start to extend themselves away from the 21-day moving average, again, it tells me that there's a likelihood of a pullback. When things are very bullish, though, it'll make a sideways consolidative move on the bigger time frame, while it pumps and goes around on the smaller time frames. Therefore, you would expect to see maybe the 4-hour get a bump here, but it may just kind of... So there's two rules of thumb here. I don't know what's going to happen. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. If I did, I'd be a futurist, right? I'd be a psychic. Not a futurist, the psychic. But like, could SUI make an inverted? Yeah. And if we see that later on today, we'll draw it and then we'll play it. Could SUI come up here and go sideways for a while? That would be great. Does SUI come up and start to come down? Either one of these, great place to buy, right? So whatever SUI does, we'll be ready for it by using this system. I call it the Twisted Sister. Sign up to my trading group to understand. You'll use it every day and start to kind of figure out what we're doing. And this way you can see trades before they happen and kind of execute as they go on. I do this all the time. I don't have to do it every time. I use it when needed. I use it when price action is lingering. I use it when you're not sure exactly what's going to happen. Look at your 1 hour now, kind of struggling, and you can see there's a local support or resistance, bounce. So SUI needs to get back above 308. Otherwise, it's likely going to struggle. If you pull this down, you can see now we're forming a bit of a diagonal trend line. So a matter of one more push to 309. And again, nothing I'm saying is set in stone, and I'm not guaranteeing it. But I am giving you some high probability ideas that if you backtest over time and learn, I believe you're going to be able to get a bunch of knowledge out of the charts here. I'm helping you extrapolate data from what's already presented to you. It's called being autodidactic. All right, write it down. Become autodidactic, a self-taught individual who can extrapolate data from the data already given. You don't need someone to show you or tell you everything. You can kind of begin to piece the story together with what's, and that's how technical analysis works. It starts to show you what's happening. Like the moving averages are far apart. The 21 and the, I like when they're tight. It tells me that we could come here, come up, get, and then start to bring these close. And the next big move is when the 2 hour gets closer again. Awesome that SUI's at $3. It's not scaring you to get, like, all the people that got in and below $1.02 are just sitting pretty right now. So SUI, baby. I call it SUI. SUI, baby. SUI. Right. What is Bitcoin doing? So look what it did. It bounced again and just doesn't want to give up the 200 MA. How interesting. How interesting. And this is just like, you can tell, you're just, if you're in these trades, you're involved in chop. That is some of the nastiest chop I've seen in a while on the 1 minute. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But what do? We never lost the 200 MA. It's a very strong position there that we did not lose that. That's so interesting. We wicked it, did not lose it. Again, let's go and finish off the super chats. We have Swell, CETUS, XRP, and last one from me, GPU node. GPU node, Swell, CETUS, XRP, and what else we got there? Looking at the 1 minute time frame, making you get old early. Love you, man. I know, right? Assemble AI, TA, GM, and the lifers. Assemble AI. Thank you, Johnny Tavares. And we'll look at MINA and Scroll. Wow, we have a lot coming our way. MINA and Scroll. As Bitcoin flip-flops around here, but does hold the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame. Just sloppiness all around, in my humble opinion, for Bitcoin. And it looks bare. I mean, there's a high, there's a low, there's a lower high. That looks like you're going to dump now. Like, that's a bear flag, right? I'm just going to pull this away. I mean, that's a bear flag. You break the 200 MA, you're dumping to the downside all the way down to 85,360. That looks like it's about to happen. Shoulder, head, shoulder, coming like a freight train. Again, though, every time we've hit the 200, we've bounced. But that looks like the likely trade there. It's basically a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio to 85,360. BOOKMAP suggests that's what's going to happen. But I'm open-minded to believe that you never know. I mean, you're shorting the entire world at this point that wants to accumulate BTC. So it's like... TA right now, though, if you took all the facts away of what the asset was and you just traded the asset the way it is, that's a bear flag to the downside for Bitcoin. All right? It's a bear flag to the downside with a position to 85,360. Once we lose the 200 MA, there's even more likelihood of this happening. If we keep bouncing off it, then so be it. The bulls win. If you don't lose the 200, they can't short us, you know, but they're kind of pressing it now down there, 420, 400. And I was originally short at the beginning of the day, and I caught a short that started playing out. They started toying with the 200 like this for the last hour and playing with my heartstrings. But technically, you know, that's a call right there for the short. The entry was like a minute ago. It could be even still now. Okay. And there you go. You lose the 200 MA. Oh, and then we bounce. Look at this. I'm not opening a long or a short right now. I'm observing price action. I've been in a trade like every single hour for days on end, and my mind said, maybe it's time, Sam, you take a break. I mean, I'm still in huge trades. Let's be wrong. Like I put 100 grand. Like the end, you know, you guys know I'm still in massive swing trades and spot and all that. But like I'm not on like a 1 minute scalp at the present moment in time. So intrigued how this keeps bouncing off the 200 MA like amazingly well. But the TA is starting to really show you that it's a bearish retest of the flag, or it's just looking bearish. But the bounce nonetheless. Oh, there it goes. When you lose that 200, you're going to drop faster than an anvil. It's going to go. Why? I don't know why. The bots love it when you lose the 200. We've done it a few times, though, and gotten back above it. This one should be the follow-through. Let's go, baby. And we got liquidity to the downside at 85,500. And again, I love Bitcoin. I don't want to short Bitcoin. I'm a huge Bitcoin advocate. I'm a Bitcoin bull at heart. They're going to continue to print money to zero. Bitcoin is the answer. But, you know, I know technical analysis pretty well. When it shows me we're going to long or short, it tells me. And right now, it tells me to short the market when you lose the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame, to long when you gain it, and if you play with it, to look for some confluence, because you can't go by just that, right? And so what we saw was a bear flag that was likely going to break to the downside. And so far, there you go. And then I told you, once it loses, it's going to go fast, right? How do I know that? Because I've seen this many, many times. How do I know where it's going to go? Because I have a measured move, which is the length of the pole. And I've seen that. I've seen these shorts hit their measured moves many, 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 many times in my life, right? 86,100 in the long squeeze begins, and then there's massive liquidity below us for BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP says there's massive liquidity to the low below here, and that we're likely to go sweep these lows. All right. Also, look, shoulder, head, right shoulder, bit of a head and shoulder pattern there that gave way, where you now have hit the target of the head and shoulder. So confluence, head and shoulder, 200 MA, losing it, and then look at all this red zone here, telling us we can go all the way down to 82,000. That's what BOOKMAP says. BOOKMAP says this takes us to 82K. Can you believe that? And I got to stop there at 85.38, and then we can go from there. You don't have to jump into this short. It's a little late now. The entry was perfect. Stop loss can even be brought basically to break even at this point, depending on your risk tolerance, or shaved just a little bit. But man, watch it. They could easily drip this thing right back up lately, but this one looks like it's a solid short. Like we caught it right at this point. There's just too much bearish confluence pushing us to the downside. Congratulations if you jumped into the short. Anyone making gains of the short right now, let me know. Don't worry, we're getting into the scroll. We have scroll to go over and MINA. Scroll and MINA. We did not forget your super chats and the new ones coming in. We got XRP as well. We got a lot of stuff people asking about. 333. We have a bunch of people making gains on the short. Wow, short from 90K. Been crushing the short. XRP holding. Gains, baby, gains. Thanks for the short. Go to heck if you're short. God bless you, man. I love you, Jesse. I appreciate that. Yeah, I love Bitcoin. We're just making gains to buy more Bitcoin, Jesse. Don't worry. We're going to prop Bitcoin up with the gains. We're just shorting so we can buy more. At this point, your stop loss should be brought to break even if you're trading heavily. And I'd even consider taking some profits at this point. It's a pretty nice place to take half off the table. But wow, what a beautiful short to the downside, losing the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame. It's an epic way to see price dump. XLM parabolic move. Interesting. Lifer, what's happening? God bless, brother. Jesus loves you. Thank you. This is demand block at 85K. The supply around 89. The short happens after the supply holds up or blasts up. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate you, brother. And there it goes. Gotta pay yourself again and again. Crown is a gem on Soul. Builder dev guy who created the hit stick on Madden. That's pretty cool. Okay. I like that. That coffee looks good. What kind of coffee machine do you have? My wife has one of those fancy ones, you know, that makes like the whole, you know, I don't know. And I never drink coffee, but I'm on like 4 hours of sleep for about a couple nights in a row here. Just getting the jitters. Even when I had everything, I mean, just it's hard to go to sleep when Bitcoin's pumping like that. Blessings, Sammy Cup and Hattie. Amen, my friend. New to the channel, love your style and your 1 minute TA is on point. I've never looked at scalping this way. Thank you. Yeah, you can make money all day long. I mean, we're going to come to the target. And now you move the stop loss. Now you can start moving the stop loss into profit. Like to the blue line, you can't lose now. Just be careful. Like, look at that bounce back. I'd be surprised, man. Today is a very vicious day of trading. Let's get into MINA. And this is BOOKMAP. Description to BOOKMAP. I do get a commission if you jump on in. A lot of liquidity below here on BOOKMAP. Sorry, I didn't realize how low I was on the audio. I should have been a lot higher. I greatly apologize. I had brought that down. I'm usually never that low. So sorry. So sweet, so sweet, so sweet, so sweet. I love it, CMS Dog on base. Love you, brother. Funny, right? Bitcoin getting the jitters. It makes sense. People are going to take some profits. When you pump that hard, you're going to have to reset to the 21-day moving average. I don't know why. It's a mathematical thing. If you take the emotions out of it and just understand that it's math, then you start understanding that this is just what's supposed to happen. And then the small time frames kind of show you. $85,892 for Bitcoin. Target for this short is 85,356. Okay, looks like we're about to get there on the way to the downside here. And we're just taking the leg of the measured move of the pole. I use wick to wick to usually shows me exactly where we're likely going to go. Doesn't mean we're going to get there for sure, but it shows me what's likely going to happen. All right. ETH to 8K today. I don't know about that. Yeah. Crown can easily get 5x back to its high. Could be the next Axie Infinity. Possibly. Let's jump on into the altcoins too. Someone is asking about MINA protocol, an older coin. But I could see this thing, and that's Sui on Mexi, but we did Sui. Yeah. The idea is Sui's gonna. I must have done Sui on Binance, right? I was like, didn't we go over Sui already? Anyway, I'll jump into Binance. Sui, I'll jump into MINA. Like in realistic terms, Sui is likely coming back down to the daily. you really want to pull a fib in your Fibonacci, you're looking at a 236 sweet. That makes the most sense to me, and you're not chasing. Again, it could go sideways. This makes the most sense to me. All right. Okay. Again, these are great times to DCA. Every time Bitcoin dumps a little bit, it's a good DCA, in my humble opinion. All right. Never get discouraged. Just take advantage of the DCA. Like, these are good prices to buy. But now anything below 90K is a steal, right? Anything once it goes below 80K, that if you ever get Bitcoin again below 80,000, take advantage. 60K would be just below 70K would now seems like a discount, an unheard discount, right? So which, look, same thing happens in all. Once price action gets too far for the 21, if you flip this upside down, it's the same scenario. So then it flags out, and if it's going to continue, it'll just hit the 21 and dump. Here, it could get back above the 200 and rip again. That's what we've been seeing for Bitcoin. And now you got this falling wedge that it made. You see? So look for it to come and tap the 21 one more time. And if it's bearish, it'll tap it and continue to dump. If it's bullish, it'll cross the 200 MA and then likely get a pump. Look what we see here now too. And you're playing chess. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Could we reverse the whole world on the, you know what I mean? It's just sketchy time to open up major shorts, in my humble opinion. I'd rather wait for pullbacks and just be DCAing into coins that I like, personally. All right. Thank you, sweetheart. Why don't you stay right here and play with your toys, huh? I can watch you. It's okay. Okay, baby, I love you. I haven't used this yet in real play, but I can't wait to begin my pickleball life, man. Haven't gotten on the court yet. I did a practice and like an introduction to the game. So yeah, possible inverted head and shoulder here for Bitcoin. Let's do the top-down analysis for BTC. I've been kind of putting it off throughout the live here, and it's got me lagging. 86,000 for Bitcoin. My nose is itchy too for some reason. No, I do not do what you think. I don't know why it's itchy today. Some days it just has like fluffiness in it. I can't explain that. Like something comes up from the rug or something. Anyway. Resistance at 71,000. You gotta have to put some weight there at 80K, right? Just because two candles close. That's all we have. That's all we have. So 80K, and we move on from there. Go to the 3-day chart. I talked about this being three white soldiers, which is a very bullish sign, but you are gapping away from the 21-day moving average. Always concern for me when I'm that far away, specifically the daily. The daily usually doesn't get this far away from the 21. I would expect the 21 to come and pull back to a 618. Somewhere here around $76,000, right? It just would make a lot of sense to me. Again, I hate to do this. I would want to tell you it's up only, but that was a massive push. That I didn't like what happened in the last 2 days. I very much would have liked that taken a week or two to do. Consolidated pump, consolidated pump. I don't like seeing Bitcoin go up that fast. I mean, $14,000 in 2 days. It doesn't need to do that. I don't understand why it did that. I guess that just had to happen. It was a Trump pump rally and all that. But to me, man, when you pump that fast, you want to stay near the 21 as you pump. Like, these were very healthy. Because you pumped, you came to the 21. You pumped, you came to the 21. Look, every single time the daily pumps, it comes back to the 21. Every time we go on a massive rally, now this was a safe zone. We could go sideways and kiss it. That came down hard, but sideways and kiss it is the best bet. Here we came back to it. Here we came up and back to it, which is this is like when you're extremely bullish, you'll make an upward trending flag. So after a pump like this, there's three scenarios usually. Every time there's, everyone thinks there's a bunch, but there's really only three. Nice bounce for Bitcoin off of 86,000. It can make an upward trending flag, somehow pull the 21 with it. Never truly catch it, but get pretty close before its next big pump. That could happen. The way the world's looking, that's, I'm leaning almost a 40% possibility. It could go more sideways like we saw it do back here. right there, right? To come back. That's a possibility too. That's like my favorite one because it feels right, it looks right. That's just my favorite one. Has the highest probability. It's a bull pennant, bullish rectangle. It makes sense. And then, and there's like to me, depending on the sentiment and how far you are from the 21, kind of gives one more a percentage than the other. And I've made all this up on my own. Now, because the 21 is this, if the 21 was up here, sometimes you pump. And the way you pump, like you kind of more lateral, and the 21's here. And it tells you, oh, you're likely going to go sideways. You can kind of tell a little bit what you're going to do. Because the 21 is so far away, to me, it's little more likely we're going to come back down to 75,000. And because the pump was so superficial, so fast, and just a little too aggressive, it tells me we're going to have to come back down. What I don't like about this scenario is a lot of the altcoins didn't pump enough with Bitcoin, yet they're going to dump when Bitcoin pulls back. So today or tomorrow, it would be nice if we get some sideways price action at least before Bitcoin dumps. Because if Bitcoin pulls back hard, it's going to take back all the altcoins with it. And I'm just telling you to just watch your alt. So what's great about it is this is the perfect time to DCA before a Santa rally. 2 weeks from now, things could really change. We had our first absolute phenomenal pump. Things are crazy. We now have to assess the situation. We can't get too emotional. We have to look at what the long-term plan is. What is the long-term plan? You know, my long-term plan is to DCA into coins that matter, to make sure that I'm gardening my altcoins that I believe in, right? When there's good times and good possible, like ONDO, anytime that thing slips below 89, 80, 70 cents, I mean, that's got to be a steal for me. Add a little bit to that ONDO bag. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. Look, we've been pumping for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight days. Every time Bitcoin pumps for at least 7, 8 days, I mean, there's at least a couple, 3, 4, 5 day pump. Last one was a 6-day pump. And this 6-day pump, everyone was so sad and depressed. You would have thought we were in the bear's market of our lives. This was crazy how sad people got. So, you know, and look, what do we have to do? Well, we pumped up too fast away from the 21. We had to come back to the 21-day moving average before we could get a move. How many times have I said it today? How many times will you hear me say it in my lifetime? How many times will you hear me say it on the channel? I'm going to reiterate these things to your mind over and over again so you can understand exactly what I'm saying. So Bitcoin on the daily looks very likely to come back and test this key area somewhere at about 76, 77,000, may not hit 75. It probably will front run 75 because people will psychologically think, oh, 75,000, right? And because everyone thinks it'll get there, a lot of people will put in orders at 76, 50, 77, and there's a good chance we front run 75,000 and we bounce before we get there. Okay? Just remember that too as well. The right side of the green screen is clipping the frame. Thank you for saying that. I don't know why. I moved my camera yesterday. God bless you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it shouldn't have been doing that. I move my camera and then sometimes it shifts. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly for having the gall to say something to me and say, Sammy, the green screen is clipping. And you want to see what you got to see. Yeah, so this is a likely scenario here for Bitcoin. And as you can see, everyone's like, he's a pattern trader. But no, wait, he's a moving average guy. Oh, wait, but he uses Fibonacci, and he uses the VRVP, and he uses support or resistance. I put it all together. I'm a fundamental technical analysis, all right, analyst. I use it all, man, and you should too. Nothing should be away from your learning spectrum, right? As long as, you know, I don't want to overload too. You want to keep it somewhat simple. So like the 4-hour 2 away from the 21, likely to pull back. And then that brings us to the smaller time frames, the 1 hour likely to continue down. And you say, oh, but the stochastics are low, Sam, and we have a bit of hidden bullish divergence. And I'd say that's interesting. I'll listen to that idea. That is hidden bullish. You swing down on the RSI, you swing up on price action. And again, there is that last minute back. See, this is where TA can mess with you. You stop looking at the TA and you start saying, but it's Bitcoin, and at any moment it can pump to the upside. Yes, okay, and you know what? You don't have to think like that. Why? Because if it does that, what will happen? The 7-minute will regain this 200 MA, and you will fly like you read about. Like you will pump. So look, local resistance bounce. We bounced off 85,000 to 86. We called the move down to 85.5 on a short this morning. Okay. 84,790 actually, and we really hit it. The very beginning of the day, my first update was a short. I said, watch this short. We're likely going to drop down to 84,790, and we did that. Like, that happened. Then I was into a long. Then you saw me scalping the long, right? And honestly, I saw an Adam and Eve double bottom starting to form too. Then they made a flag. You bounce off support at 85,000. No, at 85,181. See, I'm not claiming to know what's happening. I'm claiming to figure out what's going on. So let's square this away. Get rid of the fibs here. We're about to complete this perfectly. Bear with me here. Stay with me. So support, for whatever reason, I guess that little chunk there at 85,250, right? We did get a bounce. Once you lose that, it looks like you're going to drop down to about 82, and then possibly down, we'll put it here, 82,000 on the 4-hour time frame, right? Right about there. There's some chop. You can see it right there, yeah. So if you lose 85,000, you're dropping a good $3,000 to 82K. All right, just understand that. That's just what you're going to do. Very fast move to the downside. So once you lose 85, you're basically 82. You lose 82, you're dropping probably, to 78 or possibly to 76. So we could get this retracement over pretty fast. Bounce off the 1-hour 2 to May and be on our way up to another move in like the next 36 to 40 hours too. So like, this doesn't, usually in the bull run, these things happen pretty quick. It's like a Band-Aid, So for me, I'd be starting to set up limit orders. See, look, what I do here is I would be juxtaposing an altcoin next to Bitcoin now. What's my favorite altcoin that I really like? Like, let's just say something I'm accumulating. ONDO is a nice one because it's big. It has, So I'd slap ONDO here. I look at ONDO and I do the same. I do a similar structure to ONDO. Pull a Vib and I'd say, okay, as Bitcoin retraces. So it tells me like I should have some orders for ONDO sitting somewhere at 80, 79, really spread them between 65 and 8, in this area. And when Bitcoin retraces, it takes ONDO down to that key area, right? And so this is how I trade it. And so you set all your limit orders up with the way Bitcoin's going to move. And that's why I trade Bitcoin with these altcoins. And that's, that's really the way. All right. And that's why I'm always watching Bitcoin in the trading group, always talking about Bitcoin. We go over Bitcoin till we're blue in the face. It seems like it's just like, why won't they stop with the Bitcoin? Because it's the key to our altcoins. It's the key to everything. If Bitcoin loses key support areas, it's likely your altcoin will too as well. It's hard to see this at first. Sometimes you think, oh, my altcoin's doing its own thing one day because it'll pump and, it'll see somewhat, uncorrelated. But when Bitcoin takes the mass stage and starts to really move, it really grips the altcoins, and the top 100 for sure do exactly what Bitcoin does pretty closely. Sometimes not immediately, but eventually. Like, all right. So wow, I'll be surprised, man. Bitcoin is putting in a low, and at a low, and at a double bottom, at a higher low, higher high, higher low. That's an uptrend for Bitcoin on the 7-minute time frame, suggesting that it's going to break out because it's creating an uptrend. Look, low, high, higher low. It says it'll put in a higher high. So I know I've seen bearishness, and like this is Adam and Eve vibes to me right now, half of 85,144. Seems like the bears tried to do everything they could, and that was the best they did. Interesting. Might as well grab a little BTC. Right? Okay. By Pepe. I mean, look at Pepe. We call Pepe right there. I mean, Pepe went up huge. Back to pretty close to the entry now, but I mean, up huge. Again, these altcoins are going to whip around, but eventually they're going to keep gaining from where they were before. Looks like this market, it's strange. I see mixed signals, but I'm starting to lean bullish on the reversal here. Again, I attempt to figure it out with you guys, not tell you what's going to happen. You guys are part of the process as we learn every single day here. I'm not always perfect. Some days I'm tired. I'm a human being. Some days I am spot on. Like, you'll watch me and you're like, I've never seen a guy trade like this in my life. Most days, but not every day. You know, I wish I was like that every single day, but that's why some days are better than others, baby. Right? I always regret not buying more Bitcoin, you know. I'll buy about 4,600 worth of BTC. And wow, Bitcoin's ripping right now. Crazy, right? Out that flag. So I just bought $4,000 worth more of Bitcoin. Why not? Right there at 86,658, fully filled, 0.05 BTC. You can see me buying right there, 0.02 at 69, 59.4, right? Fully filled, man. I just keep buying Bitcoin at the right times, man. Anytime I see fear, I'm buying more BTC. I gotta use the fear to gain an edge. This 7 minute looks like it's gonna make a nice move to the upside. I'm a little late on the entry, but it still looks beautiful to me. We just got above the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame. When I missed that one, I flipped to the 5. I can either front run the 5, and now look, it is an inverted head and shoulder, as weird as it is. It's a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. Says we can break back to the upside. The 7 minute in the falling wedge, with just this little mini measured move here, can get you back to the 200 MA on the 5 minute time frame. The bulls fighting off the bears at 85,000 strong. Big resistance to recapture at 87,009, 88K. And here we go. The bulls getting ready. I just loaded up on some BTC at this level. Once we cross the 8s are strong. We tend to pump from the 8s. 86,800 for Bitcoin. What an amazing time it is to be alive here. Is that a bug? I never know. I can't see these no-see-ums. They get in the house sometimes. They're on me. They're on me, man. They're on me. Get them off of me. That's the only thing about Florida, man. The bugs, man. I get bit by a bug every day. Well, at least it wasn't the ants. The last house, it was ants all the time, and they left scars all over my feet, which stinks, man. I had nice looking feet, man. Now I got scars on my feet from Florida. Look like I've been living in some like hole, getting bit by bed bugs or something. Like when I look at my feet now, I'm like, man, that don't look right. From the dang ants, man. You guys told me I was gonna get bit by them ants. Yeah, no, see-ums bite me all day long. Like, you don't notice it too. They bite you, then they go away, then you get an itch like a minute later. So I go outside to do the trash, and where they like to bite me is like my elbows and my knees, the tips of my knees. I'm always itching the tips of my knees every time I go out. Like, I'm getting in the car, and the second am I the only one here in Florida? Right? So, bang, right? Best TA in the game. God bless you. Thank you, Lifer Adam. God bless you. Okay. Many mosquitoes there. You don't really see the mosquitoes as much or hear them in your ear unless it's like between like right at dusk. They're bad for the couple hours. They bite the knees to make you bow to their greatness. You're funny, man. I'm in Florida. Yeah, I get those bites too. Do you get them? Like, I just go to the store. I walk out of the store for a second. Next thing you know, I'm hanging out and my knees are just itchy. And I'm like, did I get bit? I'm starting to, like, it happened for months now. I'm finally realizing that I'm getting bit by something now. I don't care. I'm not complaining. I'm over it. I just know that this is going to happen to me. I'm going to deal with it. I try the natural citronelle, all that. Then you stink all day. You do what you can. You do what you can. So, wow, Bitcoin really fighting off the bears here pretty viciously. You know, putting in a stand, saying, no, I will not go down. Getting back above the 200 MA, a sloppy shoulder, head and right shoulder there. Fighting to the upside for Bitcoin. Now look, rejection again by that smooth moving average. Can we break out of it this time to the upside? Again, I like this. Now, when we make this flag, I may tackle this one because what's going to happen is you're going to be above the 200 MA when the 21 meets price action. So here we go, man. How many times did I talk about the 21? I'm using it here again on the 1 minute time frame. I use it on the big time frames, the smaller time frames. All right. So I've been bearish. I've showed you a bigger bearish scenario, but then I'm still fighting small. Why? Because I've seen everything happen. I've seen it say it's bearish, but the small time frames break out. You know what I mean? Bless you, Sam. You're phenomenal. Let's go. God bless you, Arthur. Thank you. How are you trading on MXM? Yeah, God bless you, brother. Because I'm a G. That's how. So look, we're in a flag here. Can we continue further to the upside at 88,077? All right. Because I'm an international man of mystery, bro. Vanilla extract and cinnamon with water in a spray bottle for mosquitoes. Interesting. But then I'm going to smell like cinnamon all day? I don't know about that. Sam, thought on Fed PAAL merger. PAAL dumped this morning. Really? I never heard of that. Fed and PAAL are going to merge? Looks like they're going to squeeze these shorts. Maybe not even give me a chance to get in here. This is getting wild and crazy. You got to give me some chance. You got to give me a little flag. Just going to pump without me. Hey, if it pumps without you, so be it. That's the thing about I love my strategy too, is like, if you wait for a flag, you don't chase, because before you just used to get into trades, right? Now you're with Sammy. If price action isn't near the 21 and making a flag, you should not be getting into that trade. All my lifers, if you get into trades and you don't see the 21 near the price action, you're about to scalp the 1 minute and the 21's away. This 21 has to come and touch us for us to get that move. And that's going to take 5 to 10 minutes. We may dump right to it, and then we may never get the trade. Like, look what's happening there. We may wick back up. It's been vicious price action. Sammy, you just made me feel good. I love hanging out here. I'm teaching people in front run and loaders today. I got you playing in my truck, soaking up your knowledge. Well, the way you teach people today is the same way I'm teaching people now. Tell them to believe in themselves. The first thing you do is give confidence. Look at the group. When you see the Shire guy, say his name. See his name tag, read his name. Say, Jimmy. And then what you do is, this is a great way as a teacher. Read the name tags if you can read the name tags, and do it subtly so they don't notice at the beginning, kind of just. And then while you're teaching, you throw out the names. So you're like, as you're doing your full, like, isn't that right, Bobby? And then he's just like, and then he's smiling. He might get a little shy. Some people but it brings the group in, and it really makes them feel connected to you as a teacher. They learn more. These are subtle little teacher things that are really, really key. All right. And they work really well. But really using, the name, everyone wants to hear their name. Everywhere I go, I ask someone their name. I ask the waiter their name, the cashier their name. It's very rare that I don't ask the person their name. Whoever helps me, I say, hey, what's your name? Because you don't want to treat people like objects, man. You want to treat people by, and by asking them their name makes you feel like they're used to everyone treating them like objects. So when you go somewhere and ask someone your name, like if you go to a restaurant and your waiter comes, hey, what's your name? Man, there might be some other personable people there, but the odds, you might be the only person that night that asks him his name, and as if he's someone else, And that person will remember you. You come back to that restaurant again, they're going to give you even better service. They're going to get your plate first when they have 2 tables. They're going to see that the steak isn't made correctly, and they're going to actually tell the guy to remake it before they even send it back to your table. They're going to look out for you as if they know you, and all you had to do was ask them their name. Yeah. So wow, this flag looks interesting to me here on the 1 minute time frame. It's getting bullish. And again, when you break that 200 MA, and it's doing all I can not to ape in here. I want to ape in, but I know I'm just too far from the 21. But wow, we usually don't pump without touching it, but we got pretty close that time. Now we're back above the smooth. The smooth is like a really known place to pump. And so I just live on the smaller time frames all day, and I scalp on small time frames on my leverage account. That's basically what I do. And I use moving averages and key support zones as my areas of support and resistance. And today it doesn't matter. It's like every day. I treat every day the same. I mean, there's different liquidity, obviously, but Tuesday is one of my favorite days to trade ongoing. 86,508 or 580 was it? Yeah. And I'm a little slow to the bone today. I'm super tired. My net worth exploded in the last few days. Even sitting here at 86,000, it's just kind of, I'm in shock. It's a state of shock and awe, right? I'm just like, whoa. See, staying above the smooth. I mean, we hit it here and we gave it up though twice. This is the third time. And a more aggressive entry above. And see how the 21 crossed the 200 MA? It's also a good sign. The RSI is a little high. And did I delete my stochastic? Yeah, you got to add stochastics. You can just add RSI and stochastics are the stochastics RSI, so they'll come up. If I could spell correctly, it takes me a second. I barely look at the key. Stochastics RSI. They're a little high there, but they're telling you there's momentum to the upside. Back to 87,000 from the low at 85.8. And look, it kind of had it, you know, and getting in right there when we crossed the 200 MA would have been legit. Hey, Sam, thank you for all the knowledge provided. Can we look at GHST quickly? Avagoche native token. Yeah, Ghost. Avagoche. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. Shout out to Crypot King. Thank you. Have to say, Sam, it's fun trading with you. Shout out to John Trigangle. I love you, man. We have a good time trading. We have a good group of people. We have fun. We have knowledge. It's the blast. And remember, I haven't taken a day off. I don't think Sui goes anywhere near 230. Next stop is $4 for sure. People will be buying higher. See what he says, what he thinks, right? Who knows what's going to happen? Can we check on Dot? And thank you for the value live. Amen. Let's celebrate their first super chat on a live stream. Thank you, Polka Dot, man. Now, there's a bit of a shoulder, head and a right shoulder. If the 5 minute, we'll do just what the 1 minute did if we can be patient. If it breaks the 200 MA, it's going to rip back up to 90. It's going to go to 90K. I mean, that's an inverted head and shoulder right there, and it has a measured move out the neckline. Like, back up to 80. Like, it's like, wow. Like, it's crazy. Been here the whole stream, but forgot to say hi. Hope you're doing well, Sam. Jamal Antonio, did you hit that like button? I love you, Jamal. Thank you. Flirting here. Some people attract the mosquitoes and no seams. My husband gets eaten alive, but they don't touch me. Doesn't help to live near a pond. Amen. Been here the whole stream, but forgot to say hi. Hope you're doing well, Sam. Love you. God bless you, Jamal. And I read a lot of the same super chats because I don't know I read it. Hey, Sam, you're using both the 200 MA and the 2... No, I'm not using an EMA. I'm using the smooth moving average, the SMMA. I'm using the simple and the smooth moving average, the SMMA. All right? The SMMA. I was about to say, what happened? I was like, I get all cozy when I can see what I see. What I really want is I want the 21 to touch price action. I want it to flag out above the smooth moving average. And that, look at that head and shoulder pattern on the RSI. That, to me, is going to be the trade today for me. Like, this is it. If I can make about $1,000 out that trade right here. So this is what I want to see here. And now that we're above the smooth nicely, chance we don't go below it. A good chance too, like a high probability. I've seen it many, many times. So I could hang out at 86,793 and possibly not get hit. You see? I could go a little lower to 86,672. So it's a bit smarter of a play. So I'm gonna take this trade with no fear because there's just such a high probability I can win this puppy. All right. Let's see what happens here. 21 coming up to touch price. Beautiful above the smooth moving average. Parabolically about to move to the upside. The bigger idea inside the bigger, you know, can move my target up to about 88,360. BOOKMAP suggests we dump, but, you know, who knows? It still's got liquidity all the way up to 90K too as well. It says we dump, though. Only time will tell. I like what I see here based on the moving averages. I've been backtesting and playing with them for a long time, and I could be wrong. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance, and this is just probabilities that I'm doing. I could easily lose another, you know, I could easily lose that trade again, and who knows? Can we bounce? We won the first two trades already, or one got a break even, right? And one was up, but we didn't crush it. It's been very, very annoying price action for sure. And it's high risk what we're doing because there's a lot of people over leveraged. A lot of, you know, they could easily just swap me out here. Dang, man, the smooth got to hold me. The smooth's got to hold me there. Unlike the smooth not to hold me with the 21 pushing up. Very unlike it. So it's got to do what it's supposed to do here. It's got to bounce. I expect this candle to close green or wicked. It's going to close in the next 27 seconds. Don't make me look stupid here. Bounce off the smooth like you're supposed to. I'm a professor right now in front of the students. Don't clown me now. Make this TA look good. Come on, baby. Wick back off of the smooth like you're supposed to. I've watched the algorithm do it so many times in my life to the point of no return. Again, I know nothing is guaranteed, so I'm putting myself on the line every time I do this. But I expect a wicked close candle here in the next 1 second. Okay, we got it. All right. I expect this to bounce up and start to fill off the candle out the trade. All right. There we go. So far, so good. All right. Now that is how you do it. Now, again, let's not count our chickens before they hatch. But when you can actually call price action to a minute candle like that, it'll be pretty crazy, right? But you'll get there. Even you. Even you. Even you. You'll be like, no, never. Yes, you will. You'll be better than me. I'll retire one day and take a few weeks off, and then you'll keep moving, and you'll be better than me one day. And this could easily just dump in my face. I'm not trying to say I'm a know-it-all here. Watch, look at it. You never know. But we just got to keep this smooth, baby. That's all we got to do. And you don't want to stare with price action too much. You know, you set your trade, let it go. Believe in what you believe in and go from there. All right? I'm not that good. Look, it might not pump yet. Come on. Now we got to get this 21 to cross that line. Once the 21 crosses this moving average, we have a way better chance of this not dumping. Every time we do this, because we want to touch the 21. See, now it's going to come to the 21, but, you know. So the safe bet in these trades is to wait for the 21 to cross the smooth before you decide to get in. I'm being a little, see, now it's pulling it. It's going to pull it. I want price to pull the 21 up. I don't want the 21 to pull price down. There's the battle. Now we're going to close the candle below the smooth. No good. That's not what we want to see. You got to get back above this line here to remain bullish. And as small as this is, this depends on the rest of the day as this flow happens. Because if we make this pattern, we break out, that's your 1 hour reversing. And that's your daily candle changing. This is all happening in real time in front of you. You're being surgical with me right now and watching how price action really plays out. We closed another candle above despite hanging below it a few more times. Look how we keep playing with this smooth moving average. Am I the only person that understands this? No, the algorithms are playing off this idea. This is not a coincidence that we're battling this area. We need this white line to get above it, and it should have got above it by now. Come on, baby. Price action pulls it up. If we get volume to the upside, it's going to pull the white line above it. Okay? Now we can start to build our next flag and see this is how price action moves. Now, once you've battled that a lot and you've seen that we've done it, you get more confidence that we could hold that key level. That's going to be 86,870, right? And look at that massive bounce. Now, if you didn't know this, you'd have no idea. Let me turn off the moving average, the smooth moving average. You have no idea what's going on here. I mean, you could play it as an SR flip. And again, what came into play was the 21-day moving average. I told you when price gets high, it comes back to where? The 21. All right. And now we're rocking. Now you're understanding. Now we have low stochastics. Now you're like, okay, now if I end up winning this trade, you're like, wow, this man was so surgical with the way he decided to enter these trades. He's not just blindly trading the 1 minute like a maniac. He actually knows what he's doing here. There's a whole method to the madness behind the sauce here. And this is why people are glued to the screen the entire 2 hours of my live stream, because there's so much sauce to be had. I could give you bowls of sauce to the end of time. Hey, Sam, can you read my 2 parts long message, please? Ahmed, I will when I get the chance, my friend. I am busy charting and just in heavy mode here. Look at that beautiful bounce. Everything played out exactly as it was supposed to. I should end the stream now so I don't look like a clown and just disappear into the dark. You know what I mean? But this is what I do. Like, I go for this entire move, and there's your flag now. And now we do have a measured move because you broke out the flag. And now it wouldn't be crazy if we get all the way back to 88,001 and we start to make the pump, right? And this is trading 101. All right. And gains. And gains, right? Shout out to anyone make gains right there on that move alone. You know, just pushing forward here. And let me take a look at these super chats. We have a lot of super chats. We're going to get to every single one of them. Let's get them done right now. As the stream just, the more people here, the more the stream just, you know, but that was an epic move there for Bitcoin. We just called a beautiful bounce from 86.8 all the way to 87,400. A beautiful short squeeze to the upside here for Bitcoin. And bang, 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 we do this for a Livion, right? And there's that beautiful move for Bitcoin to the upside. I like what I'm seeing there for Bitcoin. Couldn't remember if I had opened up a trade on weeks or not. Felt like I had. I guess I did know. And again, when you get away from the 21 on the small time frames, I'm up 130. That's when I take profits there, because you're likely going to smash further down now, right? And you can just put a stop loss there in case it keeps running. Like, I'd love it if it keeps running, but we lock in profits because that's what we do here. And that was a battle of a trade. That took a while. I just got to do 10 of these a day. I make $1,500 a day, though. It's hard work. It's not easy. No one's handing me the money. I got to really grind through it. I got to think it through. I got to be on point. I think the caffeine's helping, though. I'll tell you that right now. And now we're booming on that trade to the upside here. Now we can take a little more. And man, we should be able to gap all the way back up to 88,400 now. We're too far away for the 21, though. That tells me to be, the more we do that, the more it's a massive short squeeze. We could end up getting $300 out of this trade if it keeps going our way. And I was just trying to scalp $50. I really like getting the 200. I don't like seeing 200 and giving back, like taking 180. It always gets on my nerves. You know what I mean? The little things about trading, right? Like, you're up 200, I want the 200. You know what I mean? Don't play me with 175. You know what I mean? It can happen in 2 seconds when you're trading Lev. I keep putting my stop loss to be greedy. So they hit me there, and watch. This thing could rip all the way to upside. Do not get depressed. Do not. It's okay. It's okay. Look, we're away from the 21. We got high stochastics. This is the model. This is all we want. We can reset. We can do this again. All right? You got to make sure you pay yourself on a daily basis. And these are the trades that I go for all the time. And again, I'm not just posting these types of trades. I also post 1 hour trades, 4 hour trades, daily trades. I see it on the bigger time frames too. This is just what I do during the day for fun. All day I'm doing this, sitting at my computer, just having fun, just resetting, and I'm learning, and I'm gaining, and I'm adding to the knowledge into what I'm looking at. All right, let me take a look at the super chats. I'm so sorry. Bitcoin has just been so encompassing that it's been harder for me to jump on into the super chats fully here, because this has been fun. I'll be honest, I have a lot of fun doing this. This is MEXC. If you want to trade at MEXC, the lowest fees in the game. We have a link to MEXC in the description. If MEXC doesn't work, because it doesn't work for everybody, go to Weeks and jump into Weeks. We have a link right there. If you want to jump into the calls that I make, yesterday we had so many beautiful calls. Go to cryptolifer.com and find out more. Unlock financial freedom, gain an education, and financial freedom. Join us today. You hit it today, and you can subscribe to a monthly, a quarterly, or an annual subscription. And that brings me to say thank you so much to the channel sponsors, Decrypted.tax, the best place to do your taxes. Should already start thinking about it. It's November, December. We're coming around that horn. Schedule a free consultation today. Get it done now before everyone else jumps on in. Probably a good time to do it. And this guy owns a Bored Ape. He's a good friend of mine. He's in the trading group. He knows what it is. Decrypted.tax. Find out more at Decrypted.tax. Shout out to the 277 people here on the live. God bless you all. Let's get the likes up to 1,000 likes. I'd greatly appreciate that. 6 more people. We hit that 1,000 like button, and I'd greatly appreciate that. Go to Decrypted.tax. They're the channel sponsor. We love them for that, and we appreciate it. Amen. Let's jump back into Bitcoin. And look what we did. We hit the 200 MA on the 7-minute time frame. Rejection moment there. Okay? But look, it did look like we were going to get this cup and handle. Boom. 7-minute looked right with the low stochastic. We're able to take advantage of the move. Secondary sponsor. Shout out to iTrust Capital. They do sponsor the channel. XRP at 68 cents, booming to the upside. I mean, you know, they're getting rid of Gary Gensler. Things are changing. Brad Garlinghouse had something to say. It's been interesting. There's something swirling around with XRP. And I hope you still hold your XRP. I do. And to see it at these numbers now is pretty interesting. We're going to look at XRP in a bit. We did talk about it moving to the upside. I did look like a bullish move was coming on my technical analysis. We're going to break that down in a second for XRPZ. All right. I Trust Capital, the best place to buy and sell cryptocurrency and gold and silver with your IRA, where you can even buy XRP at 68 cents. And the thing is, they custody it for you too, so you don't have to worry about holding the Bitcoin. Right? That's kind of the issue. A lot of new people I know that want to get into cryptocurrency, but they're afraid of holding that seed phrase. They're afraid they're going to miss it, lose it. Something's going to happen, and then they're going to miss out on their family's wealth forever, which, I mean, it's pretty scary feeling if you think about it. And I know a family friend, he just doesn't like to him. That's just not appealing. So I Trust Capital, they'll hold the Bitcoin for you. You won't have to think about it. And it's all legal. It's documented, right? They're regulated. They're not running away with your Bitcoin. So... okay, what do I see happening now for Bitcoin? Well, get rid of this bigger channel for now. So BTC just had a nice pump. The moving averages are getting close together, which tells me there's going to be a pump. Whenever the moving averages get this close, we pump. A shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder on the 7-minute time frame. That's an inverted head and shoulder, is it not? 68% of the time, this is going to break to the upside. The length, you know, so this is telling me that we could get a move here. And then if we get above the 7-minute 200, even just a bit, I mean, that's a pretty good long. So we had a low, we had a higher low, we had a high, we had a higher low, we had a higher high. I'm expecting a higher low and a move out of this. And then if we do this, to me, it almost looks like we broke out of the pattern already too. Our next like bigger resistance is going to lay at about 87,800. Okay? 87.8 for Bitcoin. The 7-minute time frame is overbought. Wants to come on back down. I'd like to kind of include this inside the pattern. It makes a little more sense to me. And it suggests we're going to come back down at least to the bottom of this trend line one last time. Right when I said that, we just like threw up. Boom, right? And start to get tight. Now, here's the deal. I mean, this is a symmetrical triangle. It's got 50-50. The tight moving averages tell me something could happen here, though. Usually, if you're going to continue to dump, the moving average would have stayed loose, and we would have continued to crunch. The fact that we got this reversal in the moving averages, see that? It tells me not to give up on Bitcoin just yet here. A chance we make a new all-time high today. There's still a chance we make a new all-time high. Watch this symmetrical triangle. This is going to be your key to BTC. I knew I was going to eventually get you to a place where you felt comfortable mentally. You know, my TA kind of takes you around. It gets a little crazy. It goes around. Then you're like, wait, where is he? And then I kind of bring it back together. It's like going down a New York City street. We go all over the place, but we eventually bring it back to square one here. Okay? So watch this. This is the trade that I'm looking for. For me personally, I would be kind of playing on this idea back to the all-time high. I'd like to get in somewhere in here and hide my stop loss. It may just be like a 2.8 risk-reward ratio. Hide my stop below this point of control. Again, I'm going to wait for it to consolidate and take a shot. There's a chance I get stopped out for sure, but that inverted head and shoulder and the way we're toying with the 1 hour. So now, and I'm going to watch my 1 minute and make sure we don't lose if we lose the 1 minute 200 again, we're done. But watch this consolidation. So this is really the plan here for the day. I'm going to watch this consolidation. We bottomed. It seemed like we reversed. That could be the daily bottom. It likely was the wick of the daily bottom candle, but I don't, we don't know for sure, but it likely is. We did some surgery here today, able to really figure out what Bitcoin was going to do so far. And it looked confusing at first, but I kind of feel like I trapped it. And I have enough subconscious mind data that I have a pretty good understanding of what's happening here. So watch this symmetrical triangle for Bitcoin. A breakdown, 50-50, break down to 84, break up to 90. These usually break to the downside. However, we've made multiple higher lows now after a scoop. Bit of an Adam and Eve double bottom with a higher low there. There are some signs that Bitcoin is going to continue to the upside and that we bounced nicely off of 85,000. And there's some support now even at 86,350. We're back above 87K. So watch this key level. That's your Bitcoin update. You really don't need much else. Watch this closely like a hawk. All right. I'm not going anywhere. We're going to finish all the altcoins and continue through the super chats. We're not done yet. I don't want you to think I'm ever giving up on your super chats. I'm not. I'm not ignoring your super chats. It's just it's important. Your super chats have everything to do with what Bitcoin does. If I don't give you a proper Bitcoin update, your super chats really, and I do super chats, it really doesn't matter because I'm not giving you everything you need to know. Okay? Just want to make that really clear. So it may seem like I'm ignoring you. I promise you I'm not. I love each and every one of you, and I'm here for you guys. We're going to get it. Hey, Sam, can you read my 2 parts long message? Can you check out Dot? Thanks for the value. Blessing, Sam. Can you look at XLM? You're a phenom. Thank you. Arthur, I love you, brother. Margaret Ness, I love you. Thank you for being here. We have Cardano. XLM is booming, I heard, too, because it's moving with XRP, right? GPU node. Mickey Gill, CETUS, live, laugh, and love. Swell, please. 1 minute time frame. Shout out to Remedy. Assemble AI. All right, so we missed a few here, guys. MINA. So I need to do MINA, Assemble AI, and scroll. All right. SCR, scroll on MEXC. This thing was hot until it wasn't, you know. But it's a newer meme that most people don't know about. Very small market cap. I mean, not meme, but you know, layer 2 on Ethereum. Let me double check that. I don't want to be misspeaking here on the channel. It has its own, yeah, Ethereum layer 2. Yeah. Yeah, layer 2 scaling solution. XRP rollups, ZK rollups, and it's all right. What I like is it just hasn't gone meme crazy yet, and not enough people know about it. So once it does, I feel like it can get pretty busy and crazy. Now it is, you know, it's watching what Bitcoin's doing, and you know, it went up and down with the price action. It got sold off pretty heavy yesterday too as well. I don't own any of this, just to make it clear. I begin to speculate on ecosystems way before everyone else, so I can kind of get ready. I don't buy it immediately, but I want to see what it does. What I don't like is it kind of lost this trend line here right off the bat. And so you would hope it double bottoms. And so what you're just looking for a bounce where it can consolidate. If it just, you know, as boring as it seems, like it just bounce, go sideways, and then boom, like you're locked into a pattern. If it loses this and goes, then we have to figure out, like, okay, is it double bottoming? And then, but if it can bounce off this bottom trend line, so like I don't really need to, unless you love this and you have to get it at the very bottoms. Unless you could bounce off this bottom trend line and go sideways here, you see what I mean? So I'd watch it closely. I mean, the TA doesn't look great, and it doesn't have a lot on MEXC. But from the very bottom, it's made 2 higher lows in a row. It has to keep this higher low and get a bounce. Very important. Very aggressive entry at 68. I'd rather it go back to 81, come back, and be able to get it back at 71. To me, it's like, you know, unless you're just obsessed with this coin and you have to get it on the low. I'm looking for that inverted head and shoulder of types. I'm looking for it to kind of consolidate. Then I would look for the move out of scroll. Looks like it's a couple weeks ahead of where it's going to make a big move. Right, BB?
I want to know what all these bottoms you're talking about are. Whose bottoms?
The bottom, MINA bottoms. I'm in trouble. I've been talking about bottoms again. Let's take a look here on the daily time frame. Someone asked about MINA. MINA is one of the smallest blockchains in the world, meaning you can hold it in your phone. It's like a picture of a picture type of an idea. Bitcoin holding really nicely at 87,300. I'm starting to do some damage. Looking interesting to me. Like, see how it's starting to kind of get busy here. Very similar to our you know, that last bounce off the 200 MA. Now I can use the smooth moving average and the 200. Very likelihood of a trade here, right? So take profit would take us to 89,849. And I'd like to see if we can go higher. Stop loss is going to be at about 86,500, right? 508, 503. And again, to make $1,000 a day, I only have to keep risking 100 or 300. You don't have to be a big shot, right? You do have to work for it, right? Now, there's people that make $1,000 way quicker, but they could lose it way quicker too. Their risk is different than mine. This is with like the least amount of risk in my humble opinion, but you do you. Like I'm attempting to find the least amount of risk. I see a hidden bullish divergence here. Price is swinging up while the RSI is swinging down. I'm in. Whenever I see that, I'm in. It tells me that I have a high probability of winning the trade. So I'm back at a new trade here for Bitcoin. All right. And let's take a look here back at MINA. So MINA is in a giant possible double, triple bottom, right? Once it breaks the 200 MA on the daily, like almost every coin, it's going to rip. It had a nice pump like most coins did on the 4 hour, sorry. It just broke the daily 200 MA. That's a very good sign. A lot of times that's when you will begin a pump. If you love it, you just wait for MINA's 21 to cross the 200. When it does that, you enter price action. It's very simple. And then you've caught the bottom. That's likely your bottom for MINA, that 43, or the last chance you could have gotten it. And it's likely going to flag out now above the 200 before it makes its bigger move to the upside. Yeah, like that's it. I stand by that. Now, if there's a huge black swan or Bitcoin takes a dump, then MINA will dump. But as long as Bitcoin goes somewhat sideways, goes a little more up today, and I mean, MINA is going to go sideways and then pump. Next target for MINA is 88, and you know, because that's where its next big liquidity zone is. I'd see MINA at 88 not too long from now. I'll put my stamp on it. Let's look at Assemble AI. All right. What was the ticker to that? Assemble AI. What was that ticker? Assemble AI on the ticker. Hey, let me tell you something over here, huh? You looking for Assemble AI over here? If I could spell, I can spell. It's just I can't type. Assemble AI. Dude, FALX just... We put out FALX at 7 cents. The thing is at 59 now. I mean, it is over a 7x. It's crazy. Crazy. I can't seem to find Assemble AI, you know? This Soul Prophecy just out of nowhere in 2 days went crazy. We even put out on that flag there. Honestly, this thing looks like it's the hottest thing and a lot of people want in. That flag looks good to me. So I don't normally put out high risk memes. But like if this thing goes to 10 billion, it's 10xing, right? But that looks very bullish to me. Like I trade that exact setup many times. It's showing you that it's made many higher lows in a row. Very similar to how Bitcoin's kind of starting to move. Bitcoin at 87,300 right now on the perpetual. Looking solid. Looking solid. And they obliterated the shorts today. People don't know what to do. They all thought they had it. Even to me, the probability was short, but how do I figure it out? I just get into the charts, and the charts tell my mind what to do. I don't really know what to do until I'm live with you guys. The charts then start expressing what's going to happen, and then they start teaching me. Until then, though, I really don't know what's going to happen. You hold control, you'll be able to copy anything. It's really nice. I mean, that looks like a breakout on Soul. Act 1, which is that AI, you know. That's high risk meme, though. And look, I bought that Bitcoin on the low. It's already up. Dude, in bull markets, you buy any bit of fear you can smell. You get rewarded very fast for buying the fear in the bull market. Nothing like when I had to buy it and wait months. Nothing like that, right? Yeah, so possibly 41% gain, high risk on meme on Soul there, high risk meme on Soul. Okay, moving through these super chats. We're going to look at XRP. Wow, I want to see what XRP is doing. So look, I mean, XRP finally broke out, and it looked like it was going to. I had this little bull flag. Look, you got above the 200 MA on the daily. I always say that's a move. The 21 was crossing. Massive move for XRP as it lags behind everything else though today in pumps, which is very interesting, right? Tells you something. Something's going to happen with XRP, and I always believed in that. One of my good friends has been really an XRP maxi from day one. Always been about that XRP, man. And he's like, I just got this. And it's funny how they've suppressed it. I would ever, you know, I'd never sold my XRPs. I got them at 16. I remember starting trading XRP back from like 191 to 2 back in the first rally. I thought it was the banker's coin. I didn't want to touch it. XRP, the banker coin. Like that's what we used to say back in the day. 87,377 for Bitcoin. Just got a nice spike up on the 5-minute, come back down, but looks like it's going to come back for vengeance here. XRP in a beautiful, beautiful rise, ascending triangle here on the 15-minute. I see XRP going up today. I do. Something's brewing with it. Watch for this thing to get tight. My measured move for XRP is 81 cents. And again, I'm never usually that like right, but I mean, that looks spot on. Stop losses anywhere somewhere below the point of control at 63 cents. For that ride, 59 cent stop loss probably would be even better, but you do whatever makes you happy. I like XRP right here. It looks absolutely lovely. All eyes on XRP in an ascending triangle, ready to blast off to the upside. XRPeasy, lemon squeezy, easy peasy. 87,400 for Bitcoin. The time is now, right? The time is now. Let's see. And you know, now let's revisit this idea here. I see it in this beautiful pennant, like really about to do damage, right? It's got a big measured move if it breaks out. Like we're talking almost back to the all-time high. So I'm strong and long here for Bitcoin. And so far, so good, right? It looks like we're going to go up even more. Possibly. There's bullishness in the air. There's a lot of bullishness in the air. Anyway, we'll see what happens for BTC. Breakout incoming. 5-minute looks lovely, right? Ooh, and the 5-minute cracks the 200. We're going to get that same scenario that we just saw with a massive move to the upside. Look for that 5-minute to crack the 200 MA. That's going to continue things further and extend this rally that we've got going on here. Let's take a look at Cardano, Vista, and Avagoche. All right, you just watch this flag. It looks like we're the 7 minutes going to crack the 200, and we're going to be gone. We may never even get that consolidation. My baby Cardano, man. 57 cents. So let's break it down. What happened to you, Cardani? So Cardano rip, you would say it has to come back to the 21. Bullishness would say that we go sideways, that Bitcoin consolidates maybe between 87 and 90K for a few days. Be a nice $3,000 consolidation. Cardano does the same. We just spend 5 or 6 days consolidating nicely here, getting ready. The big blue chips kind of store up. The 21 catches us later and we get ready for a huge pump. Or do they just kind of continue to rip out of nowhere today and follow Bitcoin? Somewhat possible. So these are kind of cat ears. That was bearish. The fact that we didn't dump out of that is, we kind of did. And you can kind of say we're back inside the pattern. So here we broke, fake out, breakout, but still inside. And so you could only assume that we're just going to go sideways till we can pull up and bounce on out of here. I'm bullish on Cardano.
Speaking of bouncing out of here.
Yeah.
We have a meeting.
All right, thank you. Can we go to 80 cents? For Cardano is the next big level. You just don't want to lose 55. You lose 55, you will tussle back with 44. So I'd like to see us kind of just go sideways here for the next couple of weeks. 87,388 for Bitcoin on Wexy Futures, 87,400 on the BOOKMAP. All right. Shout out to the 2,500 people on the live. Let's get the likes up to the watcher. Why don't we have 2,500 people here on the likes? All right. Let's take a look at Vista and Ghost. Is this for real though? Like we can't, this is too many super chats in 91 bucks. I'm not complaining. It's just like, did we really get that many $2, $1 super chats? Like, come on guys. It's just, there's so many that I can't keep up with them, right? We might do a $5 minimum. We had that going and we had to install that in the last bull run because I got like 50, 60 super chats and people would get mad at me and we eventually had to say, I put an alert here on Vista. I wanted to break out and retest and I was going to get in. It didn't do that, so I didn't get in. You see what I'm saying? It got very tight though and it looked like it could do some damage. It did not. When a beautiful bull pennant or, you know, a triangle falls, it turns into a falling wedge, a rising, you know, a falling wedge. That's why we call it a falling wedge. I believe in this coin. I like what it was doing and it was really starting to rip up. It just, you know, it became Bitcoin's turn. The whole market kind of took a turn and then people took profits out of this coin. It was pumping way before the rest of the market. This thing is probably a really good buy right now, sitting at 28. Again, you'd have to, you know, it's up to you. You'd have to believe in it. It has to be your coin. You know, don't do anything you see anyone talk about on YouTube. It's just pointless. But in my lifetime, I like to buy things near the 618, 786 Fibonacci retracement. It basically hit the 786 retracement. That's accumulation. Look for it to come up, maybe make a right soldier and continue on up. But I like that. That's accumulation area. Bitcoin hitting 87,465. Starting to show signs of continuation here. 87,500 flashing on BOOKMAP. You're now in the gains if you took the trade with the lifer. Congratulations, another trade given on the live stream. We give live trades here basically every single day, 300 as many times. If we have them, we give them. Vista looks really nice to me. That's the accumulation zone in my humble opinion for Vista. People are afraid of the accumulation zone, but they should be happy about it. It's usually when price action is not in the best place. It's been beaten down for a while. They don't feel confident. They want to buy when things are pumping. But that's not when you want to buy. You got to buy when things are dumping. That's a really good area to buy in a bull market for a coin that likely has the potential to continue to $100. I like this one. I'm going to put an alert on it too. Set alerts on Vista so you don't forget. Looks like a good accumulation zone for Vista. 87,700 for Bitcoin. We called it for you beautifully. How did we know it was going to pump out the flag like that? How did we know, baby? How did we know? Up again on a trade here, pumping to the upside. And this is how we make $1,000 a day. Every single day, we're going to move that stop loss up. Continue to close off the risk. And if we could continue this move, baby, and everything went as planned so far, so good here for Bitcoin. Look at our 5-minute headed to the 200 MA, got rejected by it. If the 5-minute flips to 200, we are going to be in we're going to be in massive gains. This thing's going to rip up to 88.5, and then we're going to be in massive gains. We just did hit 87.8. Flopping and groping here. At about 184 in gains, 186, 16. Wow, we're moving fast around town here. But so far, so good. Liquidity has now opened up above us. It's now red up to 88, 89. You can see it now. They try to put it both ways, but this wasn't even there before. When you zoom in now, we got 80. Yeah, it's likely we're going to get up to 88,400. They're looking like they're going to push us. There's liquidity now for Bitcoin, and we can get our move up. We got a stepping stone of moves back to 88.4. I'm going to be looking at 88.4 for a possible place to take some money off of this scalp long. Giga, Billy, Pepe2, and Peak MV trading peers are now available. You can now trade Giga on Mexi futures. That thing will probably get some love. I mean, it's got a lot of volume to it, so I could see that thing doing damage. Wow, we just hit a nice peak, though, at 87,004 to come all the way back down. It's vicious out here in futures land. We are a pretty overbought on the 1-minute time frame. So I'm going to need them to hold this like so. Don't lose that trend line and dump on me. Wow, that's got to be back to break even. That's crazy. That is crazy. If it doesn't bounce there, I'm in trouble. You've got to bounce there. I'll hide below that smooth, but come on, baby. Show us the love. It's a healthy, oof. No. No. Get out of there. Get out of there. I can't look. It's been vicious trading today, like very similar to like a Monday or a Friday. Like it's just been, it hasn't felt the same as a Tuesday, I'll tell you that. Price action just drops on you, pops on you. Like it just, there's too many gaps in the volume. Maybe there's too many people leverage traded. That's what I'm saying. There's too many of those random trades around. I wanted to hold that nice trend line nice and clean like a bull run, baby. I can't watch. I gotta get my mind off of it. I'm watching closely the altcoins that Grayscale has in their trusts. Institutions have access to those. Amen. No. No. I'll have to go break even on that one. No, man. It's a nasty bearish div too. Swing up while swings down. I'm stuck. They got me locked out. What an ugly pattern. That doesn't make any sense to me. To me, it lost the trend. I mean, you lost the trend line. Like we had a nice, they faked it, braked it. Are they going to try to do the same way on both ends? Like, so they faked it out, got people to long, and then went after the short, like the stop loss is right there, right? Like whoever thought they could just catch 100x right there and put their stop loss right there. About to go break even on the day if that hits me off right there. Whatever. I could fight all day long. Where are my bulls, baby? We got reset. Wow, the 5-minute got heavily rejected by the 200 MA. That's what it was. That's what I should have hit the profit right when I saw that we got rejected there. The 21 right there too. Looks like the 5-minute could extend. The 5-minute goes to the 200. I'm out. And I'm out hard. So I gotta reassess the situation. The stress of trading, man. It gets me like, like I get sweaty on my forehead sometimes. You ever get like sweaty on the forehead during the trade? I feel it's making me old, man. It's gonna put me down. I can't wait till the day I just own an ice cream shop, man, and just hand the kids the ice cream, or like a bicycle shop or something, and make sure the bikes work, a jet ski on the beach. You know what I mean? I just want to run a nice business and hang out, talk to the people. Like, oh, I used to be a trader, and then see some guy who's sitting there with all the charts and be like, oh, I know what that was like. Have fun with that. You know what I mean? No, I'm not. It's the funnest, craziest job you'll ever have, right? But just the stress, overall stress is insane. Okay. What I did is I kind of overextended the play at that one moment in time for the pump. Got the pump. I got a little distracted doing altcoins with you guys, I'll be honest. And then like, didn't realize how high of a risk I was in. And then kind of was like, realized I had to put myself into just a little stressed. I didn't need to be into that much risk. All right. Makes me want to cut the risk off immediately and just kind of start fresh again so I can clear my mind. But I'm kind of in too deep here. I don't like that bearish div. I do like the higher low. There's some things that are working against me right now on the 5-minute time frame now. GPU Node AI. Yeah. So XRP looks absolutely beautiful. For whatever reason, it looks like the premier coin of the day. It's just setting up to look really nice. Is it going to do it? We don't know for sure, but it looks beautiful. It just looks good to me. All right. I'll have to cut the trade off. I don't mind losing 130, but I don't want to lose like 500. And then if it comes back up and does sideways action, then I can get back in the trade. We are oversold in the 1 minute time frame. I just don't like my risk. I don't like my risk right now. It's always good to cut risk off if you don't feel comfortable with the trade, you know. And you ask yourself, what did you do? Well, what I did is I doubled down right here, waiting for the pump. I do have like ADHD, and I did start doing super chat. Like, I forgot I was in the trade for a second. It happens to me a lot. And then I came back and I saw we're up, and then I was like, if I was alone, I would just be watching my trade alone like this. You know, and that wouldn't have happened to me. I sit here like this. I usually read a book or I have a podcast, and I just sit here with my hand on my chin. It catch me all day at my stand-up desk like this. Just about to take profits or flip it or not, you know. And again, I didn't freak out there down 150. We had to keep it cool. And we almost got stopped out too. And now it's looking kind of interesting. Very interesting times. $82,000 trade, right? So it's not a tiny trade by any means. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at the super chats. We're gonna finish them, I think. CETUS GPU XLM. And let me just make sure I'm also covering my like what I'm doing here today. Yeah. So like if you're not on the stream, we make sure that you still get what we're putting out here so you can kind of get privy to the information. All right. We also want to show you what's trending today and what's hot in the market. Crypto Rank is a great place to check out every day. So the top 20 searches in the last 7 days. Monj OM, that thing pumps hard when the market comes back. It was one of the hottest. Nurius is a new one on the market. You may want to pay attention to. Very small market cap right now. Renzo, right? They came out with a coin that was ETH staking, liquidly staking. I could see that doing numbers. It's very similar to Swell. All right. Injective Protocol has been gaining momentum recently. Chia has been doing well as well. TokenFi back in the game. One of my favorite coins. Layer 3 back in the game. Talent Protocol. I bought some Talent the other day. Very small market cap. Could do numbers. I threw some money in there to see what would happen. And Beam, oldie but goodie, and ICP. So people kind of paying attention to better coins now. Not just memes. X Empire. This is a meme that's been pumping hard. Up 444 in the last 7 days. I checked it out yesterday. Looked interesting to me. All right. Sui, of course, getting, you know, Swell. And you guys want me to look at Swell back at 3.6. Swell could do numbers here from where it's at. People got it for free. Drift Protocol, another one on our radar that continues to do numbers. We went over Celestia. I've loaded up on that at these arrows. And I like IO.net, one of my favorite newer coins out there. And it's up 56% in the last week alone. Okay. Definitely things to think about and write down. Bitty bitty Bitcoin got me back in the green. Show me what I mean, baby. Let's go. Another winning trade. Can we flip it? Yes, we can. We've been up. I think we were up 200 already on this trade. And you can see it's not, you know, to make 500, 600, $700. Sometimes you'll be down 200. You'll be up 500. You'll be, you know, eventually close that trade up a couple thousand or up 1,000, up 500. It depends. It takes time. Nobody's going to do it for you, too. You got to be able to maintain your emotions no matter what happens in these trades. You got to remain cool, calm, and collective no matter what. Nobody can do it for you. Let's take a look at CETUS GPU. I have a Gochi, too. And I know these are late. I'm sorry, but Bitcoin's just kind of stealing the show right now. There are days where I don't even get into Bitcoin. 87,600 for Bitcoin. I don't think we were ever that high on the trade yet. I guess we were. Wow, we were that high. Wow, we already went to 750, huh? So now we're kind of channeling in this area. Interesting. I'm always itching the back of my knees because there's some bug, and there's really no, you couldn't see any bugs in my house. My house is spotless. That's the thing. It's like, it's impossible to see where it is. So like most coins, if you believe in it, I call this like the best accumulation possible. If you don't believe in it, it's trash and it's at the low, you know, it's just going to zero. I bet Goche was hot like 4 years ago too. It's kind of a last year cycle coin. But Aave's pretty cool, and I could see if Aave keeps moving, and I see a lot of coins like this. And last cycle, every coin like this eventually made it back. I could see this coin making it back. And so this is just where you would accumulate. You would just be blindly buying every couple of days here at these zones. That's it. Really nothing else you can do here. Bitcoin getting a massive short squeeze to the upside. And if you called along with me, you nailed it. It took us some time, right? Wow, look how funky that is, right? But that's how we ended up in the green. Back up to 50 here on the trade. I'm gonna move that stop loss to break even now. The way they've been toying with me, I feel like I'm gonna take that 250. But I want that 1,000. See how hard it is to make the gains? It's like they get you, they got you. And so what I do is I pay myself. Like I can get another 200 here, right? That'd be the second time on the trade. And how messy this is, it looks interesting. Like it looks like you're just gonna probably bring us right back down to range again. Look at my 5 minute. Yeah, 5 minute doesn't look good. I got to take this 200 bucks. I'm going to take it. And now you saw me, you know. And again, we almost lost 250 there. It was close. It was very close to just being back at break even. But now look, we're up like 500 on the day. A second ago, I was going to lose 250 and be back at break even. Isn't that crazy? I was up 250 already. So now I'm halfway to my $1,000 goal for the day. And things are really starting to play out. Now what I can see is if this, I want this to come back to the bottom of the channel, then I make the exact same trade again. The exact same trade. Bitcoin's so exciting. I love the altcoins, but Bitcoin is just so exciting recently. So fun to trade. There's so much to talk about, so much to go over. So here the stop loss would be 86,967. All right, take profit would be an area here. How we're at about 89,778 for Bitcoin. All right. And again, now there's half of the daily gains, like 200 for 400. You know, maybe even go bigger than that. We may go 500 for 25. All right. It may rip out of my hands and just keep continuing to rip. Many times it does that. But what did I do is I paid myself for sure. Okay. I paid myself for sure. Look how much work we did to figure out what price action was going to do. If the 5 minute cracks the 200, I'll blindly open along with a stop below it and let it rip. I'd like it to break out, let the 200. So actually the best trade later is to be patient. Wait for this to crack the 200. When it does, wait for price action to come back to the 21. It might take an hour and a half, but if an hour and a half from now, price action's up here, making a flag, coming back to the 21, I have a really high probability of making a nice trade. So there you have it, right? Looks like it's breaking out right now on the 5. And here I'd be front running the 200 MA. Okay. I don't like to front run the 200 MA. I like to take it when it crosses it already. Every time I front run it, I've been swatted. I did it earlier today. I got swatted for it. I tried to front run it on the 1 minute and it did not pan out. All right. Nothing like that last sip of coffee at the end, you know? It's got all that. And the juices of its departed brothers. Remember The Simpsons? The last nut. Swimming in the juices of its departed brothers. The last peanut. I mean, that's also shoulder, head, right shoulder. Boom, right? Got to be ready if the move happens. Got to be ready if the move happens. I can actually see it. There it is. 87,760 for Bitcoin. And the stream that never ends here. Shout out to everybody here on the live. 2,500 people. We will stream to the end of time. That was it. No. It eventually will end. It will end when I'm good and ready to end. 89,991. And you know, too many times they brought the price back and forth. So this time I know I can lock it in. Now, sometimes the weakness of the strategy is they pump it hard and I don't take the whole ride. That can happen to me. But what I do is I open up long-term trades that I don't look at to combat that on my Bitcoin USD pair trade, you know? So I have a way to kind of go about doing all that stuff. It was an extra 5 there we did not need. So look, this could be a $250 for a $1,000 trade. And we would, right now, I would get in right before we cross that 200 because it looks like we could explode. But again, I don't front run at 200, but wow, we're at a standstill here. It's like, what's going to happen? BOOKMAP's now got liquidity all the way up to 89,000. And the more Bitcoin does this, the better it is for your altcoins. You want to see Bitcoin kind of, if Bitcoin just kept dropping 84, 85, 82, I mean, the altcoins are going to dump. The fact that Bitcoin's holding its own, kind of hanging out there, it's a very good sign for the altcoins and for Bitcoin. It's telling you that the market is very healthy. There's a lot of liquidity backing it. This wasn't just an in and out thing. This was just a very healthy dip to let people into the market. Open the door for more is how I look at it. There's enough in store. And what I like is you keep winning, you get to risk a little more, the trade can get bigger. You know, you don't risk it all. Like I could risk 500 for $2,000 now, but I don't do that. To me, I find that, you know, because then you could go home zero. I want to make sure I go home now in the green because today is going to be a green day for me. I'm going to make sure of it. You hear what I just said? I'm going to make sure of it. The only way I can lose is if I go way too hard and I just go caution to the wind. Like I ape right now because I'm feeling too good. And I front run the fact that we're going to break. But look, actually, this is what I see. This broke out already. This is the flag and it already broke out. Crosses that 200, we're going to bum. We're going to pump. We're a little bit lagging with the 21 though. Wow, look at that little flag on the 1 minute. We're just overbought on all the time frames now. Like we're overbought on the 1, overbought on the 5. Like we're extended on all the time frames. It's usually when you get a pullback. About to cross the 200 MA on the 5 minute though. It's a very strong signal. I've been taking this one on and off for the last 4 weeks. It's paid way more than it hasn't. Look at Bitcoin at 87,860 now for Bitcoin. I've been right on point. I showed you when price action was going to stop dumping. I showed you the area we could get the reversal. I showed you how it happened on the 1 minute. We traded through it. We figured it out together. It's been an amazing time today. Today has been one of the greatest live streams ever, man. And someone will still say I didn't do their super chat and yell at me. You know what I mean? But I got to do what I got to do. Bitcoin is just at absolute, look at that. I have no choice but to jump in on the bots there as they cross that 200 MA. Very overbought though. I don't like that. Very overbought. So I made the risk a lot less than normal. Okay. CETUS, which is just going to follow SUI really, just on a smaller scale. A little harsher because it will get sold off a little more. People don't believe me, but I mean, SUI and CETUS are they were pumping before the rest of the market. Shows signs of a dump back here, right? And look, we got rejected by the 200. I'm out. Like to me, that's play money, 35 bucks. Like we got to get back above it, and then I'll get right back in. Trust me, if you know, that was telling me that it wasn't going to make it. So why listen? I'm listening to the charts. There we go. We back above it now. Couldn't wait for the candle to close, but it's like too many times I've done that and I've missed out too. And you could look at my style and laugh at it, but it'll keep you from getting bagged. I'm telling you right now. Because they will bag you. Damn, man. Back to 9 though. They got me. This is not my model. We're a little too far away. I'm in high risk for my model because of where the 21 is. It tells me to be careful, but then I know that we could rip, and I'm like, I I got to just chill then. I got to relax. I'm going to wait out for my model. I'm going to wait for the 21 to cross the 200 before I enter my trade. It's going to take about an hour and a half, and I may miss the pump. But I got to be disciplined. Very hard to be disciplined right now, but I'm going to do it. Yeah. I'd wait for CETUS to come back to the 21. Or again, to make this consolidated, you know, one of these two things is going to happen. Could be, you know, good time to DCA for sure. I'm DCing into Deep Book right now. That's like my new thing. I just keep adding because I believe CETUS and SUI are going to be huge. So I believe Deep Book protocol is going to follow, and it's got the smallest market cap. So if I believe in SUI, then I believe in Deep Book, and so Deep Book is my SUI play. You see what I'm saying? So that's like, so once I'm locked into a chain and I believe SUI's the one, it's all about Deep Book protocol now, because Deep Book is going to be the biggest gainer on SUI with the strongest market, like we're not, without getting into like a tiny meme and being super, super high risk. You know, to me, it has the best risk. I look for CETUS to come down somewhere at 24 or bounce off 29, but still beautiful time to begin to DCA, right? You're not chasing 48. So pretty solid. Let's take a look at GPU. I remember that was down pretty hard, right? Yeah. So wow, we put an alert here and we talked about could it bounce here, and then 2 days later it did. Pretty funny, right? And said these are your accumulation points. And so anytime it comes and bounces back off of a support, but this is just like anywhere in here, I'm telling you, anywhere between 61 and as broad it is like this, I don't think people realize like this is your last chance to buy this before it goes to the moon. This thing's gonna moon. It's a new coin. People like it. It pumps hard. I firmly believe this pump, it has a good group of people. I firmly believe this thing is gonna pump hard. Look, rejection again. Good thing I didn't, you know, do not front run this. Wait for the 21 to come cross it. This might get rejected and dump, right? And I'm happy that I got what I had. So that's why I got out when I did there, because we did not get the confirmed. I front ran it because we didn't get the cross. I shouldn't have got in until we closed the candle, but I got in anyway. That is your, you know, this is very barbaric. I get it. This is going to likely come back to the 21 one last time. That is going to be it. 71 cents is if you're lucky enough. That'd be the last chance to get this coin. This coin is hot. That's accumulation before a massive move up. I could be wrong. I believe this based on my years of TA. 87,580. We're getting the dump, but that's good. It's okay. It has to come back to the 21. The flag has to, you know, consolidate. Then it can make a nice break above the 200 on the 5. So my next big trade is when the 5 breaks the 200 MA. If we get that, I'm in. Right now we're getting rejected by it. So until we get that move, I have to respect the technical analysis on the small time frames. Okay. FALX chart. Wow, all the way till 1 o'clock, we have 2,500. There's really still 2,500 people here. Are you kidding me? This is absolute insanity. I love you all. Thank you so much for the constant viewership. So I looked at FALX and kind of that Adam and Eve there. Saw it could bump. It did. So far, it's up since when we first talked about it, about 37%. Same thing going on here. Everything boomed up too fast away from the 21. Look for price action to consolidate and pull the 21 towards it. I bought it 80% of the market's going to do exactly the same thing, maybe even more. And you're going to look for that 21, and that's going to be your price action. Set an alert there and be patient for FALX. That's exactly what I would do. You do. Missing 1,000 likes, though. It's okay. 1,200 likes is beautiful. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. And we are booming. Thank you to 75,000 subscribers and counting. Please subscribe to the channel. We greatly appreciate it. Let's watch that subscriber count boom to the upside. Amazing days to be alive. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that subscribes to this channel. That help. I'm a mom and pop. Me and my mom, right? Me and my wife together. We do it together, baby. And interesting. Let's take a look here. But I just wanted to show you as we continue to climb. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody here. And we got the live count here. Subscribe to the channel, on our way to 76,000 subscribers. And then on to 80K, man. And please subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Look at the arc. We're just continuing to grind to the upside. If you look at lifetime, I mean, this has been, look how long. I just want to talk about it too. Look how long. I started my channel in September of 2019. A year went by. After a year, I had 100 subscribers. Like, nobody cared, you know what I mean? It was like, I wanted to give up. Look, by the time we got to September of 2020, I had 164 subscribers. And then continuing. Then I first hit 1,000 subscribers after a year and a half. Right there. And then that's when things really started to take off. And it's just been a slow grind ever since. But man, we just continued to grow no matter what. And I just want to say thank you to every single one of you from the bottom of my heart. May God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sammy, for all you do. We love you. I love you too. Be a part of something bigger than yourself. Subscribe. All right. Join the trading group, cryptolifer.com. We make it so simple. Subscribe to the monthly, the quarterly, or the annual subscription. I'm here every single day. I'm going over every single coin. You're going to know the altcoins. You're going to know the memes. You're going to know what's hot in the market, and you're going to understand how to trade it. And that's the key point. Without people telling you what to do, you're going to know what to do. You're not going to have to watch a YouTuber or somebody else to get your knowledge. You're going to get it. You're going to watch this channel for fun and for enlightenment and to be with me every day. But, you know, you're going to have the knowledge. I'm going to make sure you have it if you're with me. All right, accumulation zone. Then we talked about this area. This is what I do. Accumulation zone right there in the green on the 618. You see me do this all the time. At 280, we bounce to 382. No sauna. That was your last chance too, probably, to get around 196. No, Sana's a hot coin. When it starts to rib, it ribs hard. I remember when it really took off last rally. I mean, it was 7 cents or something. And next thing you know, I saw it at $7. Like, it did 100x. There was 100x's already in this bull run. That's what people don't realize. We've already had some massive moves. No, Sana looks good to me. See how it's inside an ascending triangle on the daily with a front running a golden cross? This thing looks like it's ready to go and ready to rock. I like Nosana. The coin performs very well when it pumps. And, you know, it's halfway back to its all-time high again already from that low at 136. So Nosana on the way and probably getting to 664 sooner than later. Kind of sad because, like, this thing was the 100x. I mean, this thing could have 1,000x really and changed people's lives really when you think about it. It could do numbers. Nosana looking good to me. I would put an alert here. And really, even, I like it. I'd be DCAing on the daily right now. I'm about to add this coin to my portfolio and swing trade it. Of all the swing trades out, Nosana to me looks like the best. 4 hour coming back down, 1 hour beat up. Daily looks good to me. Nosana front run the golden cross and ride it to Valhalla. And it's a strong coin too. So, but you do whatever makes you happy. I'm just a guy that, you know, goes over Bitcoin every day and altcoins, and they call me the crypto lifer. What do I know? What type of oh yeah, I was trying to think. When traders meet each other for dinner, what type of dating do they like? What type of dating do traders like? Consolidating. Sorry, I'm so stupid. I made that one up though. I thought it was funny. It's so bad, right? But who here laughed anyway? Who here laughed anyway? I didn't even do it right. But like, you should be a comedian. Wacka, wacka, wacka. You're still here, man. God bless you. Thank you. 87,560 for Bitcoin. Holding the zone here. Showing signs of life for a move. Okay, baby. Thank you, sweetie. I'm looking for Bitcoin to rip. Looking like we got the reversal for the day, and we're going to head back to the upside. That's the thing about Tuesday. Once you kind of catch the move, you kind of catch the move, you know? I feel far more comfortably front running this because you have a low, a high, and a higher low, which tells me we should make a higher high in the trend, right? It got me feeling too comfy now. Morning, Sam. Love you. Wish the best for you and your family. Joined the trading group last week, and it's been a blast. Love watching. You're inspiring and spreading all this positivity. Doge TA, please. Shout out to Slime. Man, God bless you, man. Thank you so much for being here. And it looked like the DXY would pump hard because Trump's the kind of guy that would pump the DXY. All right. This will be the last super chat of the night, everybody. I can't keep going. My thumb hurts. It really does. My thumb actually hurts from like holding the mouse for 3 hours straight. I got to give my hand a break. I got to give my hand a break. I think we did it all. I didn't do XLM though. Hold on. XLM follows XRP, so if XRP pumped, so did XLM. Funny, I see XLM in that giant, look, double bottom. And I even said it's about to break out. It got above the 200 MA. XRP, it's probably going to continue to pump. Every coin's going to make it back to its all-time high, especially the big ones that are on Coinbase, have a lot of liquidity. To me, you get in now with the stop loss below 9 cents and it's gone. If Sam is speaking too fast for you, try hearing quicker. Amen. Yeah. Don't ask God, you know, the man, the myth, the legend, Sam Price, tuning in for the Alpha Sir. Shout out to Gregory Kresniak. God bless you for being here, man. Thank you for jumping on in. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Blowing up, dude, as you can see, it's like everybody needs a piece, man. Everybody wants a piece, baby. That TA is just too hot. You know, love you, kid. Love you, man. I hope everything's going well with your rebuild. And that hit me so hard, man. Honestly, I love you. We got to meet up, too. We got to just have some lunch. I'll come out to St. Pete's. We'll have some fun, man. I had caffeine today, too. I never drink coffee. I'm going to be speaking like 10 times faster than normal. If I have coffee, it's going to be crazy. Don't give me coffee. I don't even need coffee. Coffee will make me crazy. Family lunch. I want to see that baby, too, bro. And we got a baby, too, now. You know what I mean? So we can kind of baby up. Where were you too back then, you know? So. Ah, what a day it is to be alive, huh? Bitcoin did pull back a little bit there on that move, 87,300. I got to take a break from my brain. My fingers hurt. Slime asked for Doge TA. I mean, Doge is out of control. To me, it's got to pull back. Like I would have sold 40. Where did it go? 44. I mean, that's a little much. Unsustainably too far away from the 21. We are in an insane bull run though, where things could get crazy. So like I said, like, you know, flag this out. If you can bounce and stay in the flag, then you're good to go. Look for this bounce in the consolidation. You may miss the perfect entry at 35, but 41 up to, you know, 68 won't be bad. If you're going to stay in it, you stay in it, right? If you've been in Doge since down here, there's no reason to sell. If you're trying to reposition and you want to buy other things, it's up to you. I don't know what everyone's scenario is. That's why I'm not a financial advisor, right? You can't tell people what to do. But the idea is it's starting to make that higher low, which tells me that people are comfortable. Look for the 15-minute to keep the 200 MA. As long as the 15-minute stays above the 200 MA, Doge will consolidate nicely and then be on its way to the upside. Good place to DCA too, possibly, if you want to begin a position. Yeah, PAAL AI getting crushed, I heard, because it got like some type of merger with Fetch. Whenever they merge a coin with Fetch, it's the worst thing ever. Look, there's the load up zone. Apparently wasn't the load up zone. That thing just dumped. Unbelievable. And I was actually going to buy some PAAL AI. I don't have any. I have Palm AI. Thank God. The whole time I was always like, I should have more PAAL. Could be a perfect time to buy PAAL though. It's a really good project. Like, That's probably a really good time to buy it, in my personal opinion. But maybe there's some one-to-one. I don't know what's going on. There's some merger with Fetch. So that's sketchy. 87,200 for Bitcoin, starting to fall off. I am not in a trade at the present moment in time. I need to give my brain a moment, and then I'll come back and do an analysis for the trading group, give you guys an update and see what I see happening. But I need a break. It's been 3 hours straight. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I don't know how we did it, but we did. May God bless you all. Thank you for the awesome people here. 2,261 people here on the live. 1,300 likes. $129 in chat revenue. Shout out to the channel sponsors, I Trust Capital and Decrypted.tax. Man, you guys are getting a bang for your buck here, as the channel continues to grow. And inflation, still charging the same. God bless everybody here on the live. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll be back inside the Stone Group. You the man. Thank you for doing this every day. God bless you, Greg. I love you, man. God bless everybody here. We'll be back tomorrow like we are every single day, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And remember, this stream helps me as much as it helps you guys. I learn so much. You guys teach me about new coins. We go through the super chats. We have fun. We pay attention. If Bitcoin loses the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame, we're going to dump. As all the hot sauce I was talking, I mean, anything can happen. I'm ready to flip. So just be careful, okay? One step at a time, one moment at a time, one candle at a time. I don't have all the answers. I'm just a man of probability that gets it right occasionally. That's it, all right? Don't take me as like the best things in sliced bread here. I'm still learning just like you. I'm still a beginner just like everybody else. Beginner's mind, baby. Stay humble. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Be amazing. Go make this world awesome. Spread your love, light, and positivity to your neighbors, your family, your friends. Don't talk down to them because you're a Bitcoin millionaire now. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. May you have a blessed day. God bless you all. Thank you so much for your time and your most precious asset, which is without your time, there is no show. You guys made the show. It's your time. I get to sell your watching abilities. You all watch me. And that makes this show amazing. I know exactly where the worth is. It comes from each and every one of you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to continue to give you guys value every day because you guys are giving my life so much value, and I know where the value comes from. May God bless you all. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much. Amen. Remember, what is the secret to success? It's getting started.